Welcome to Champagne Football Lemonade Banter. This season is brought to you by the Lightweight Athletic Club.
Whatever you're watching us on, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Talk about that. Okay. Right, welcome back to Champagne Football Show. Today we are joined with Sydney United gaffer Ante Juric and skipper Adrian Vlastelica, and of course Chaz, as always. How you doing, lads?
Yeah, good.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on.
Aye. Second time, big man.
Been a while.
It has been a while, mate.
Well,
You were
first time, Chaz's living room the last time.
Yeah.
Aye.
Got a little bit better since then.
Yeah, it was a good gaff, mate.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it, man. Just beside the path.
Yeah.
Chaz's living room that day and Chaz's bedroom that night, wasn't it?
Hey, you.
Cheeky. So obviously recently won the World Cup flying. Big question I need to actually ask. I was talking to Moxie, who does the commentating for NPL New South Wales, and he brought up in the podcast, he asked me, out of the last, do you know what I'm going to bring up? He gave me some mad stats for Sydney United. Their cup runs. Fucking mad. Like, when I read that, I was like, that is wild. Because one thing that everyone knows just off the top of their head, that you boys seem to always have a good cup run. But you've been there throughout almost every single time of that. And he said, so since 2019, 33 wins and 7 losses in knockout football, which is cup competitions and final series,
That's pretty good.
That's mental. So 33 out of 40. You've had 12 wins and 4 losses versus NPL opposition, and 2 wins and 2 losses versus A-League clubs. So he was really curious to know if there's anything that you put the record down to for cup comps, because like that record is ridiculous. Is there anything that changes in those? Obviously, for different gaffers, different personnel. But have you noticed anything that changes in those moments?
Look, I don't know. I don't want to say a mentality thing, because like you play every week and you want to, like, every game's important, like, you know, and especially in a long season. It's sort of, the table doesn't lie, you can say, like, especially in a 30-game season now. I think, I don't want to say more desperate, but you know, it's like if you lose, it's over, and you're always like, all right, next step, and then it's another big game, and then there's trophies on the line almost every week. But I don't know, we just seem to love it. We get good crowds on Wednesday nights too. Like, literally, like every cup game at home on a Wednesday night, it's probably bigger than a Sunday, some of them.
Why
Even
is
against Granville. Like, it was like, it was chockers.
They must be at the pub, huh?
Yeah. I don't know, but the fan base has bought into it, the club's bought into it, and I think, like, I've been here 8 years now, it's United, but 2019 we made the Waratah Cup final. 2020 was cancelled, 2021 cancelled, 2022 against you guys at Spirit, 23 again this year. So, like,
It's nuts.
it's a lot of finals and trophies to play for. So I don't know, but the boys love it, and all the new boys, and a lot of new faces this year, first time they've won it. So, but they really got on board with it. So,
Oh, not bad.
and then A-League clubs, like Chaz was there for one of the runs.
Oh,
like,
that's right, aye,
the
that's
boys are like, you're just up for like those games.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like the lower NPL2, NPL3 sides, as we're sort of talking off here, they're up for the games against
Of course.
against you, like at any level, anywhere around the world it happens.
Giant killing.
But one of the hardest things in football, no matter who you play for, is winning cups, winning trophies, because you can play, you look at like Harry Kane, who just won one recently. You can play football at any level and never actually win anything. As you grow up, you think, because you win a lot of big tournaments and things like that, you think, that's just football. But as you get older, you realise it is tough, that to be in finals all the time is fucking pretty impressive, man.
Did you notice a difference in the playing group between, like,
Can I
obviously
answer that
looking-
honestly? Or? Yeah, there was. I've spoken to this about them with them for a while actually. But every cup game, you could see their eyes. You could see they're ready for it.
Yeah.
We don't get that consistency in the league, but that's my job to get them there. But yeah, you could see a bit of a difference. One, because historically they're quite good at it, and they've got that vibe because they've won in the past. I think that's the thing as well. A lot of them have won in the past, so they like that experience. It's we played Olympic this year where we beat them in the extra time. Man, that I've got goosebumps now from it. That buzz after winning that, you don't get week after week in the game. So that sort of is there forever, I guess, in terms of the club, because they keep winning those games.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there was a difference, definite difference.
Yeah,
again, it's that my job to make sure weekends are similar. But again, the history with the club and winning 8 Waratah Cups, it's huge. So to get another one's really good, and the boys are buzzing. Yeah.
That's the record, isn't it? That's the record.
Yeah. Tied with Hakawa.
Is it, aye?
No, Cole
Before that was 7,
before.
so we overtook them, yeah.
Oh, well. Actually, I want to ask a question, because Chaz obviously used to work with you, Ante, at Sydney FC, and one thing he kept complimenting you on was that your team talks were very good.
Oh, yeah, did he?
So I was
A
going to
lot of
ask
swearing, huh?
you. No, he did always say that it was just, even him standing as a coach, he buzzed off them. Do you find it's team talks are different from coaches you've had in the past?
Yeah, definitely. Or like every coach has their own method and direction, and then Ante incorporates, some things he sees online and other coaches, and he brings to us, and some stories, and you're just like, oh, that makes sense. So no, it's good. It's good you like when you get older to take a little bit from like Ante, Spider, whoever, my old man at one point, and you sort of just try to put it together to get yourself in that zone that we talk about for the cup games.
Aye, you don't do those talks before league games in.
Or,
He does it more.
yeah, sort of comes natural too. I don't know what I say, but anyway.
It
It comes a little bit from the heart, but then you look at little, like you said, a couple of quotes you see or stories, and it sort of, something that hits you a little bit, and you just speak about it. My biggest thing is team, and you've probably heard a lot of it where you're with your best mates there, you're fighting for something, you're fighting for the shirt, and that just comes naturally to me. And
do you do it off the
I try
cuff?
and express it, huh?
Like if you're driving to a game, do you think about it on the way there, or is it just off the cuff?
Yeah, no, some I think about, depending on circumstance. Some a story will come in about someone or something, and I'll just say that reflects well with us. But the core thing is the team spirit and teamwork, and we've got a job to do for people out there, for your family. That is again how I played. Like I'd always look up at my mum playing, so I just use what I used to do as motivation to the team. And ultimately, as well, I think if 30 players, whatever it is in the squad, fight for each other to the end, then you're going to compete and you're going to do well. And then it's a matter of the coach picking the right players year after year. But yeah, that's the secret to the success. But yeah, I sort of speak about that. I don't know why, but it just comes out. And
I suppose it hits you emotionally, doesn't it? If you start mentioning family and your mates, and it gets
just
you
your teammates. You don't want to let everyone down. And when you've got stories about that, those who truly believe that, then we'll go for a war for each other. So yeah, but again, I don't know.
Yeah,
It is what it is, mate.
That's what I literally was. I'd never heard someone speak so well, I would say, in terms of to the group. And as I've said to Gary, like I was sitting in the change room being like, I want to go and play. Like I was ready to go and play just through how you spoke. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think like Ante pointed out, like you play for your family and those people like that sacrifice so much of their time for you to do what we do. Really,
Yeah,
like 3 nights a week and
Yeah, they were
half
driving,
a weekend and
driving you everywhere, and
even when you were younger, like you said, your
100%
parents driving
yells.
you and whatever. Like there's so many things you miss and stuff, and you're like, oh, well, you got to do something for them.
Aye.
So when you do win something, like it's
Nice.
like it's special for that.
Yeah, and they love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we've
of
done our job, but they love the photos. They love the medals you bring home to your dad or your kids if you've got kids. You know,
And even like we got a bigger backing than some of the other clubs in the league, like just naturally. So, people put their time and effort into the club.
Yeah.
Like
They're invested in it.
like their grandfathers have built something or who knows.
Yeah.
And they volunteer still. And you're like, well, it's for those guys that graft literally for nothing. Like,
I think you forget that sometimes, don't you? That it's so much bigger than what's on the pitch. I think that it's very, very easy to forget unless someone often reminds you.
Oh, there's like we talk about the managers you call them, but the guys who's washing kits or doing all that thing, and they don't get any really. I mean, within in-house you get recognition.
Do you know Ray from Sydney United?
Yeah.
He's obviously ill now, a little bit older, but he's a good example of that. I met him when I was 19 at Sydney Olympic. This is the old NSL in '93. He used to make us pancakes and stuff. And now it's 2025 and he's at United, goes to every single game.
literally every game he's still
Only
at.
for 30 years,
Unreal, man.
So those kind of people, you can't go there and not compete in my head. So when you see someone like that who's struggling, but he's there every week with his beanie and his scarf where it's freezing cold.
And that's what you'll bring him so much joy still.
Yeah, 100%.
Performing
Massively.
Yeah,
he loves it.
1,000,000%, yeah.
Class, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll crack on to, first of all, first shout out to sponsors Premiership Experience. So if you are academy, private school, public school, and you're looking to go on an overseas trip, you can click the link in the description below and get a free quote from Premiership Experience, bespoke tour, whether you want something that's elite, something that's just an experience of any club, any country in the world, educational or sports, then click the link below and Chaz and I will be in touch to sort that out for you.
Yes, we shall. So we'll start NPL1, and a good place to probably start is your game against Wollongong Wolves. Obviously finished nothing each.
Yeah.
What was between you, your kind of thoughts on the game?
You want me to start? It was better. We've had a bad little run. We had a real good run for a while and a bad little run. So we've lost 3. So to draw pick up a point, sort of stabilised us again. It was important to stay in the top 6. It was interesting. I think we were the better team and should have won at home, but again, Wollongong were hard to break down. Second half, we probably had a few chances, could have got. Didn't concede a lot, which I'm proud of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a game at home you need to win. But again, sort of happy because we did step up a little bit with energy and attitude, which we dropped for a couple of weeks there.
Yeah.
So yeah, positive in a lot of ways, but negative again because we dropped 2 points in my eyes. But we're still there in the top 6. And that was a good game. Like, it was a tough game. So,
Solskjaer made some good saves as well, to be fair.
Yeah, like we had a few good chances there. Keeper made a few top saves.
Yeah.
Vedran made a good one first half.
And at the end,
that
is
last
his shoulder all right?
Yeah, he's all right. You know, Veg, he's a tough guy. He's been, like we were sort of talking about before, he just
Gets on.
knows his body. Gets on with it.
Can I ask, sorry, on that, what happened to Tristan? Like, a shoulder injury?
A shoulder thing as well. So he's out until March, if I remember correctly.
Jesus.
So it's a long time. So he'll have surgery. Hasn't had it yet. So we've released him. Obviously, he couldn't play, but we'll look for him for next year. But poor guy's out for until March.
What was the injury?
He's had a shoulder injury for a while, I think. I think even the last time he was at Blacktown 2 years ago, I think he had that issue the whole year or a couple of years ago. I don't know exactly, but something's popped out and just keeps popping out and then something needs to be fixed in it.
No, it's a shame.
That's the scientific something in it. No, I don't know, but it's something major, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. You've obviously managed to get Vedran in terms of.
Yeah, I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great signing, eh?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, brings that leadership naturally. You know,
Yeah,
being at
that's
the
good.
highest level,
100%.
little things, just talking and yelling at you from behind, and it keeps you switched on. You know,
He's a
like,
good character as well, good laugh.
top guy.
Ah.
I was waiting for you to phone me, Ante, and see if I wanted to.
I did ring you. You didn't ring. I was waiting 3 days. I think it was. I had to move on.
That'd been hilarious if you went in for World Cup final again, man.
Yeah, imagine that. Kevin.
Then you'd have lost this one. We'll jump on in Manly. Quite a surprise result, to be fair.
By the way, it looked like a decent game as well. Though.
Manly beating Blacktown 3-2.
I need to say, man, I've said it all year. Blacktown's defending for the first and third goal. Fuck, the spacing behind they leave is criminal. It's criminal.
Yeah,
the first goal, there was, if you freeze it as the ball gets through, I think it's 6-on-2. Manly players bombing forward and just 2 Blacktown defenders
And
tracking
the
back.
defenders are so far apart.
So far apart,
Yeah,
aye.
yeah.
And then obviously the last goal was literally just a fucking long ball down the guts.
Great strike that from the keeper, but
It was. But the only thing, I mean,
volley.
that was a great strike.
It was a cracking strike. But I think obviously as Blacktown, it's 2-2. They've obviously pushed numbers up a little bit to try and get that because the momentum's in their favour. They've just scored in the 83rd minute,
twice,
84th minute. Cracking goal with Fernandez.
That was a
That
great
was
goal.
unreal.
Oh, brilliant finish, man. But I look, Manly, and I said it last week when we played Manly, their starting 11 is strong. Like on paper, and you look at the players, like, oh, he's decent. And they just obviously had a bit of a rocky patch, Gaffer leaving, and I think a bit of noise around the place, like, oh, they've gave up on finals, but they're fucking 6 points off
Yeah,
it.
they're
Something.
not far.
Not far off it at all. So that whole pack is tight, man.
Yeah, it is tight.
Super tight. But Blacktown are in finals pretty much. You would like to think they're guaranteed.
Yeah,
They're 39 points, I believe.
Yeah, 5 points ahead of us.
5 points ahead of us, and we're it's 6, obviously. Yeah.
So it could
And
still
I think
be
we're
in-
1 in front of Olympic.
1 in front of Olympic.
And I
yeah.
think the next is 4 or so, 4 or 5 behind.
Because even St George City have put a few together.
Yeah.
So they're back
Yeah.
in. They've sort of just
we're up the table.
like
Yeah,
you
we've-
put 3 or
we've-
4 together and you drop.
Because
Like,
that's
for
the thing.
example,
Yeah.
Even you see Blacktown, that obviously they're sitting just now in 5th. That's 2 games.
Yeah, it's not far.
And
yeah,
it's one of them where, as you say, they've not defended particularly well.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I think because it's so tight, you're going to rely on, if a Blacktown, to drop out of that, they would need to lose 3 or 4, which they could, but then all those other teams would have to go on a hell of a run,
Yeah.
which just now, it just doesn't seem
Consistency.
likely. The consistency within that
Yeah.
pack is the factor in it. There's something like St George sitting in form, they're flying. I can't imagine you lads are going to be in this rut just now. You'll probably hit a bit of form. Like, I think, to be honest, I've said if you boys win maybe 2 or 3 more, you're sorted. I can't see the other teams doing it. I think the biggest threat at the moment is obviously Olympic.
Yeah.
They dropped points at the weekend as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, St George City, good result for them as well. We're going to that
big
game, but
result.
they've put together. They've changed shape as well, I've heard. So I think that's a bit of a factor. Sparky's had a bit of form up front.
Yeah,
I think he's got things on 10 goals now.
Yeah. No, 11 now.
Is he? Aye. So is that third top scorer?
So I think it said 12. I read on Football Results.
I had 13.
10, 11.
He's got a hattie.
He's flying. But anyway, that's disappointing for Blacktown, but good result for Manly.
And then on to your game, mate. Subtle Spirit, 3-1.
Aye, we played well. Played well. First,
Actually watched a wee bit of it.
First 10, 15, they came out, as you imagine, high energy, good, some crowd, by the way.
Yeah.
Decent crowd, man. Obviously, they've got that little restaurant up the top, which is decent. And
Have you been there yet? Have you played there?
We played. I think they did like the launch when we played there. Like it was like their like opening of.
You beat them, didn't you?
Yeah, 2-1.
You beat them.
Yeah,
like
but that was packed that day too.
It was good. It's a nice setup. To be
The
fair,
beer garden and stuff. So
it's class. And they had a few new faces. They had Brendan Gann, centre midfielder.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, boy from Malaysia.
Played in
But proper.
played in Sydney FC A League, I think.
That's right. But a bit older. He's like he's 36, 37.
Yeah,
like proper, like a man, proper footballer.
Yeah.
He started the game really well. They started brightly. They felt without creating anything, but then the rest of the game, if you've seen the highlights,
Yeah, Nizic did a good game.
they just had a great game.
Yeah.
Great
made
game.
a
Great
top
keeper.
save first half of this game.
Mikey,
Like
yeah,
almost
great
sat on
save.
it or like with the top.
He had a great game. Look, it was 3-0, but it could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
You Kubo looked good when he came on.
He came on the last 20 minutes, mate, and just
Got a bomb.
Yeah,
a bomb,
it's
mate.
a great
There's a couple of clips he done. Like he put one guy on his arse with just pretending he's going to lob it over his head. So the guy sprinted in, pretending he's going to dink it over his head, but then he just sort of cushioned it around, and the guys ran straight past him, then slipped, fell on his arse. Through, man. Oh, and he was brilliant, aye. But look, brilliant result for us. Sutherland's always, you don't know what you're going to get from
You
them.
said that you'd have struggled against him a wee bit, eh?
I thought I struggled because we had Kubu was on the bench to start with, and we had basically a bit of a change of shape with a young boy playing as a 9 who's a winger.
Yeah.
I was unsure of how we'd have went against them. Obviously, Sutherland had the new signings. I think they've signed 6 new players. They looked like on paper again. You're looking at them and going, it's a solid, it's a proper team. But again, with 6 new faces, it takes a bit of time, doesn't it? You're not going to hit the ground running.
100%.
You have a pre-season together and all the rest of it. It might be a different scenario, but I think it's a bit tough to expect too much from a brand new squad over. Because Tariq was playing. He
Yeah, I
started.
think they're just trying to stay up almost. Not stay up, but stay away from that.
Solidify it a wee bit. Aye.
Yeah. Because they're not far, to be honest. I mean, again, it's similar to the top in terms of they need a few results. And
Mariners have picked up points though. That's
Mate,
like
they're
they've been picking up
fucking
points.
They look good too.
They've not been beaten like 5 games, I don't think.
We gave them a bit of a
we gave them a boost. Yeah.
Charlottes are 6 points. 6 points off it. Mount Druitt, but can you let's be honest? Can you see Mount Druitt?
Yeah.
I can't see Mount Druitt winning.
They signed 3 or 4 as well, but
They've not won since.
Like they haven't won. I think they've just drawn.
new gaffer as well.
Oh, is it new coach?
Yeah, new coaches.
That's right.
there.
Was it new owners as well? Sometimes?
New owners, yeah.
New owners, that's it. But I mean, it's one of those ones like they might get out with that, but
So you're looking at, did you see the highlights of them in Sydney FC?
Yeah.
In terms of chances, Mount Druitt probably should have won the game.
I think up till about the 80th minute, and Sydney FC missed 2 massive chances in the last 10.
Yeah, in the last 10.
But was it who missed that 1-on-1?
His name is
That was a sitter, man.
Morita.
Straight down the guts,
The Japanese
1-on-1.
boy, yeah. Aye.
Ball was
Hit by
bouncing,
the
he
post.
smacks it 5 yards wide.
I know. It's
Shambles.
The A-League academies are always hard though. Like as in
Yeah, they're
who
tough
they're getting,
games.
who they're not
tough
getting.
games.
Like
Yeah, of course.
Aye.
And I'll be shout
sometimes
out
you get them stacked
as
in
well. Gus Hoofslot was obviously
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
season in
Team
the
of the
NPL.
He played the other night,
last
didn't
night.
he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
So did we played against Joe Lacey and a couple of them. They stacked and he did well last night. So they're youngsters.
Oh, did he
But
play
I
well,
don't
Gus?
think he scored against
scored goals, he
last night.
scored.
Oh, did he? Aye.
Against
Oh,
He
the
scored the winner. Yeah.
Ah, brilliant.
So a few of those youngsters.
Congratulations to Gus. That's
Well, it's good for Gus because the last 2 weeks he had a few shaky moments. He gave away 2 goals. One against Blacktown. Blacktown. What was the game? What was it? St George? Oh, who was he playing against?
The one where it shot from miles away.
Aye.
I can't remember.
It was late anyway. And then the one week before it, he gave the bad pass back.
But never scored.
No, I'm pretty sure they scored from
Okay,
it.
cool.
Well, either way,
Goalkeeper Union.
he had. I know, mate, brutal.
Always.
And then obviously now team of the week then getting a crack against Wrexham. So
class,
good turnaround for him. Brilliant.
Western Sydney Wanderers, Marconi.
I watched the first 20 minutes and turned it off.
It's
It
another
wasn't fun to watch, man.
another 1-0 loss for Wanderers. Another goal
1-0 win.
conceded from corners.
Well, I'm pretty sure the last time Marconi played, then the goal was almost the exact same moment. It was an own goal.
Oh yeah.
It was a corner whipped in.
Dom's corner, yeah.
Aye, it was that. But it looked very comfortable for,
Yeah, it
for Marconi. Proper performance for Marconi. Like always tough to go to the A-League
They're a
clubs.
good team. They're strong.
Aye, they're strong. I think if Marconi score first against you, it's very difficult to
They do what
get
they
it back from.
the basics well.
They do the
like
job,
they defend well, they hold their shape, and then
Yeah.
Right.
they've got good players in attack that
And signed
if you
obviously
split the
depth as well. They've got Jordy Swibble now, so they've got fucking stacked up front. They've brought in the boy, what's his name again? Metakusa.
Metakutis, yeah.
Metakutis,
yeah.
that's him. I always don't know how to say his last name. But he coming in from Milan Aric is massive because I think that was a big question
How
mark.
long's he out for? He's been out for ages.
I think he's done for the season.
Oh yeah.
I think he's done. I think that's why they had to bring him in. So I think when Griffiths was missing, then Milanac went. They had that little bit of a wobble.
Yeah.
But I think now they're looking strong again.
Yeah.
And that gets tied and Burnley out full back again, as opposed to playing centrally.
Yeah,
Which,
he's not a centre back.
nah, he's not centre back, but a great full back.
Top. Yeah.
So I think if you can score first against them,
You get a chance.
they've got a right good chance. But I think it's difficult to score against them, as they've shown what they conceded. Marconi have conceded. This shows a goal difference. But nuts, man. The best defence in the league. By far.
St George Derby. St George FA, as we said.
What about their pitch?
Bit
Did you
of
see
a
the
run.
pitch? The fucking snooker table.
Was that where they play?
Baden.
That's
terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the
difficult.
grass,
Ground, yeah, just like
yeah, it's just
dead,
horrible, man.
Bobbly.
Yeah.
So it was a babe before he scored. He was like the ball was just like.
That's why I went in the goal. I hit a ball and went faster.
That was a great goal, by the
That
way.
was a good
Took the
finish.
ball about the halfway line and threw
Yeah,
through.
it was good.
But I didn't let St George fell away a wee bit. They fell away. Started off really, really well.
Yeah.
I don't know what their form's been like, but I think in the last 6-7 games, I don't think they've picked up a ton of points.
Nah, they've not. It's quite surprising because I think early on everyone was saying games were always close. They were always thereabouts, playing really good football, and it just seemed to have hit a wee bit of a.
But St George City on the flip side or the opposite. Since they beat us,
Yeah,
and then since then I don't think they've lost.
Yeah.
Sparky obviously hit that bit of form. Spoke to a few people at St George. Apparently they've changed their shape from the first half of the season. I don't know if new personnel's changed that. Obviously Kamada's went out, the Keres has come in. I don't know how the reasoning for it, but whatever they've done seems to be working.
I think having a 9 that's on form in NPL1 is so bloody important.
Oh, you just find that way and tell me.
Same with you guys and Paddy being away. Like it's such a different game for you, the way you need to play to accommodate him not being there.
Yeah, well, just need to finish your chances. Like we've done well last couple of weeks, but we've lost three out of the 4. But it's just not finishing chances, not holding the ball up. So it makes a big difference. But if you've got that striker, so we've used a few youngsters and they're just still learning their game. But yeah, it makes a big difference if you've got a good striker.
Aye. We put us. I found that the last couple of years at Spirit, we've not had a 9. And in NPL, you're always in the game. I think. Every game you're in, you just need that
It's
moment.
tight comp, isn't it?
Tight comp, exactly. And if you, as you said, you get chances, and if you score the first 15, 20, the whole game changes completely. But then if you miss that, then the other team score. How'd you go on? Oh, we lost 2-0, but we had a big chance and we missed it. And whereas the other team, like
and then you make a mistake and you cop it. And
even us against Mariners away, we're probably in control of the game without being overly threatening. We had a few good chances. Paddy was still here then. Then we give away a sloppy goal just before half time, and then against the academies, when you start trying to play basketball, it plays right to their hands. You're always playing.
Is that the one that
first goal?
The corners came out to the halfway line?
From nearly scoring to copping it.
Yeah.
But you can't give away those goals too. That doesn't help. So.
They love transition. They're young kids. They're
fit.
But if you get a goal against, like you said, against an A-League academy, you can probably go on with it like we did against Wanderers. Got 1 and we got 3 really quickly.
Because I think it allows you to manage the game better. Because you've got, they're not going to, if you sit in your shape as you say and you don't allow them transitional moments, everything's in front of you, you'll tend to be alright, I think. But if you, as you say, you're chasing, you're trying to get that goal, go.
And you keep them in the game because they're a little bit excited. They think they can win, and you often cop something.
Even against you guys, Spirit, it wasn't a massive game with a lot of chances.
Oh, that's right.
Both keepers didn't really have a lot to do. Mm-hmm. I think your keeper made team of the week for whatever reason. I don't think he made many saves that week.
No, last week as well.
But you took your chances that you had.
Yeah, I think it was 2 chances, two goals, or 3 maybe, something ridiculous.
And that's right. I think there's a lot of games like that. Nothing. It's just the clinical. That's why, Prez Ortiz, Euro, Kubu for us are so important because Paddy obviously for you boys has not been available as you'd like, but that's why these guys are in demand as well.
Try to get the big bucks.
Big bucks to go on holiday to Croatia.
Why does Vlastelica get the big bucks?
We're making too many goals.
Big, not a shock, but a big result. Apia beating Rockdale 4-1.
Definitely not a shock, but I think a big result. Massive result, man. I mean, I didn't watch it. You watched the full game, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched.
I seen bits and pieces of it, then I watched the highlights of it. Didn't you guys see the highlights of the game?
Yeah, I saw Franco's sexy football.
It's brilliant. It was sexy, wasn't it? It's gorgeous.
He loves an interview.
He does that. Well, I think a few talking points, but set pieces, Rockdale, I think they've conceded quite a few for set pieces. Yeah. And I think that the first goal is always massive in these big games because it changes the shape, changes what's happening. Speranza getting injured massive thing. Ali getting sent off, big factor.
So stupid though.
I think at that point, the 2-1, that was a tipping point when at 2-1, Rockdale were in ascendancy.
Because that was watching the game. It was Rockdale they scored and it was like brilliant. Let's go and get another one. You could see it kind of shift, and then your man Ali Ogles gets sent off. And
Silly.
it's so stupid. So stupid.
I stitched the team up there, but look, I don't know what happened or saw red or. It looked like there was a lot of people debating it, but it looked like one of those ones like you can't really argue it. It's like, mate, you can't do that in football. It's unfortunately it's just the way it is. You can't stand on something.
The problem was like as well if you didn't like in front of the fourth official, like, it's like right the benches, everyone they would have RP would have blown up. But,
100%.
and then just swung the game like you said back to.
Good finish from Denmead for a third though.
Oh, a cracker.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pass.
So did I.
Just vented in.
Bent at the top in. And then obviously the dodgeball champion was there at the end. It was clocking Kuta.
Just smashing the ball over.
Apparently he's still trying to go over that fence.
Was that his own ball? Just random ball.
I know that was very bad to me. I thought the same. I thought, have I missed something in this camera angle?
That was funny.
That was madness. But overall, like, Apia are right back in the mix now, man.
Yeah.
They've done it quietly though.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
feel like no one's really said much. It was sort of the top three,
Aye.
but they've just sort of.
Yeah.
No, but it was the top two. Even Spirit, we hardly get mentioned as well. And then all of a sudden, it's like, there's Apia, there's Spirit, there's Marconi, there's Rockdale. Because it's always been Rockdale, Marconi. Now it's fucking tight as. And the run is Apia still got to play Marconi, Rockdale have still got to play us, and then we still got to play Rockdale and Marconi. So everyone's playing each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you look at the other fixtures, there's probably a debate on, they've still to play Olympic, they'll be fighting for finals.
Yeah.
They've still to play you guys. And so these relegation, even the relegation teams, they might not be safe yet.
For me, those games are the harder ones, eh? I think that when you go and you know you're playing a Marconi, for instance, everyone's up for the game naturally. You know it's a big game and a big occasion. But then if you're going and you're playing against a Manly, for instance, or a St George FC, it's one of them you think, this is all right. But it's not really all right because they'll still be fighting for something.
100%.
So I think the big games tend to take care of themselves, but it's the games against, let's say, the lesser teams that become the...
It's mentality. That's why they call it a business end, isn't it? This comes down to mentality. The good teams get a job done.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's why the experience, even at professional level, it's experienced. Like Man United used to be the best for it, didn't they? Like 12 games to go and they'd know they'd win it.
Fergie ball.
Well, Guardiola used to say like up to December, didn't matter as long as you're in a title race by January. That's all that mattered because then the sort of cream rises to the crop at the end.
They're robotic by that point. They just know what they're doing. Like literally, like
it's true.
Fergie time. That you just knew what was happening.
Yeah,
like, they'll score.
But you didn't stop it.
Well, do you remember Gary Neville's thing? He was talking about on I think it was Overlap or whatever it was, and he was talking about the big debate was on whether or not Man City or Arsenal would win it, and he says Man City win the league by 15 points or something like that. And everyone's like, that's disgraceful, disrespectful. And it got to the end of the season, I think Man City won it by 15 points or something like that, and he was like, I've been there in that changing room. I know what it's like. Yeah. They know how to get the job done. Arsenal don't know what they're doing, and it was fucking so true, man.
Yeah.
But same thing. That's why Rockdale and Marconi are getting mentioned the most. But now that Appy are in there as well, they've been there a good few times. But Marconi have never. Am I right in saying they've never won the Premiership?
Marconi?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I don't think they've won it.
Maybe not in
a 30-game season.
NPL era.
They would have been in the
I won
NSL.
NSL, but I mean, NPL, I don't think they've won NPL over.
I can't remember them.
I don't think they've won a title. I've won grand finals, obviously, but I don't think they've won.
I've been around that I can remember that they've won a premiership.
That's interesting.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm not 100% that's that, but I'm sure I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, interesting. Last game in NPL 1 will go Central Coast, Mariners and Olympic. I think that obviously it finished 1 each and Central Coast have been on the up, but Olympic missed a lot of chances. Like
it's big Cedric Cyrus missed a sitter, man.
Header?
Aye, he's got to do better there.
And then
he missed a 1-on-1 as well.
Yeah, just
by
the
the post.
side of the post. He did score though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He scored. He scored. Oh no, 10 quotes with a pen.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Qualls with a pen.
But by the fair, Central Coast Mariners are on some run.
Yeah, but they actually played well. Like against us, they played super well.
Aye.
I know people said they were last, but they were really good.
No,
but in
good.
saying that, I think Olympics are a better team than 7th. Like every time we've played them, every time I've watched them, they're in my head a top 3 team. But
I agree,
seem
mate.
to do that similar to probably us. But
And the battered us. They beat us. We played them. We were on a good run at the time. We played the Olympic. Beat us 4-0, mate, and they battered us.
Yeah, they
like,
just got
absolute
something.
battered us. But as you said, I think it's just consistency.
Yeah,
that's the thing I'll try to find. But they'll be in the mix, definitely in the mix. The 3 points obviously killed them. The deduction.
Yeah, I get confused with the ladder sometimes.
So
one app says one thing, one says whatever.
Well, I think Dribble's got it right. So Dribble says 33 points a run, which seems
Dribble
right.
will be right. 100%.
Have you got to play them again?
Yeah, we've got another one. Yeah.
Have you? Aye?
Yeah.
That's towards the end, isn't it?
I think it's
Yeah, we played them,
second last game.
Yeah,
Second
because
last.
Something like that.
I think it's second last game.
Yeah.
Because we played them twice
Yeah.
in 1 week.
Yeah,
and
that's
then they got
right,
battered.
Oh, so you did, aye.
Yeah.
but then that's
Typical.
again, right? See, when you talk about the headspace in the
Yeah.
cups, do you go and you beat them in the cup,
Yeah.
and then go into the league game and
We'll talk about chances as well. Like that game, their keeper made a top save from Aiden, like 6 yards out. Just dived and palm on
Oh,
over
yeah, that's-
Gibson.
yeah.
Like, and that's at nil all.
Yeah, yeah.
You score that, you go 1-0 up.
And
You
we
go.
were quite
again.
good, weren't we?
Game
Yeah.
And then we
changers.
copped
And
one
then
off
we
the
had one,
corner.
I think, dribbling around halfway, then lost the ball straight to goal, 1-0,
Oh,
and then game over. Yeah.
was that the captain?
I don't
Nah,
know.
it wasn't. He's smarter than that. He's smart.
NPL Victoria the weekend off.
I thought I seen that. I was
Aye,
not.
no
Was
games.
it not? It was not one game on.
Oh, Melbourne Knights.
Oakley
Aye.
Cannons and Melbourne Knights was
Aye.
it was a rescheduled game for it was singed. It was rained off, I believe, and it finished 3 each.
You know quite a bit about NPL Victoria, do you not?
Yeah.
I was going to say. Remember the last time you said, aye? Who do you follow?
Melbourne
Victoria?
Knights.
Melbourne Knights, aye.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Yeah, it's sad.
They're probably going to get relegated.
Yeah.
What are they? Second last or
No,
last?
Last.
Last.
Wow.
And it's bottom 3 automatic this year.
Oh, no.
They changed
Yeah.
it. They didn't even do 2+1. They just went.
Yeah.
See? I don't mind that, to be fair.
And they got 14 teams. We have 16, and it's 1.5.
One-
Aye,
one
we
ball,
talk
yeah.
about it a lot. I think it has to be changed. I think.
Because they have less teams, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Culling
ups,
3.
down.
What do you think? What do you think about the league table in terms of how the promotion relegation works?
In ours
Aye,
currently.
in ours.
Yeah, I don't mind. There's no issue for me.
Aye.
I don't know about what you guys think about the playoff, but
But I just think that one automatic down and one up is not enough for
Yeah,
a 16 team competition.
And I think
Yeah.
it stitches up. I think it stitches up the league below more than anything else.
yeah.
Massively. Because you guys, you guys are in the mix, but if you're coming 7th,
Aye.
you don't even have in Melbourne this year. They're doing a playoff. So from 3rd to 6th, it's
Yeah, I like
like a
that.
final series to go up.
Like the championship,
that's-
basically,
yeah,
English
that's
championship.
Oh, from the bottom.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
second
so
division.
like-
I like that. I think that's
So
good.
top 2 are up from NPL2, and then it's a playoff from.
So good.
Aye.
So if you're coming 6th, you're like, oh, I'm in with a snip, like the
Yeah.
championship, like you said.
So good.
Aye.
What would you want? Two go up at plus a half, or just
I'd
two?
want
Yeah.
2.5. I think 2.5
Right,
is
yeah.
a fair balance. I think
Yeah, yeah.
it keeps the NPL1 and the NPL2 exciting enough and keeps you in the mix. Because right now that NPL, which we're going to in a second, is super tight. But like sometimes you're going, we need to really top the league here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, it's tough to top any league. You know what I mean, but if you're in the 3rd or 4th, sometimes you still deserve it. You can finish 1 point off the top of the league.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Bulls and Jets. I would have 9 A-League academies.
I
in
know, I
NPL.
wouldn't
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
that either. But I don't think I would enjoy Jets, man, up to Newcastle, man.
And
Mariners 3 o'clock that that's what
Yeah,
we
that's a
played.
nightmare
last
too. Yeah.
you know the Jets this year was different. We played them on a Saturday. I think it was 5 o'clock.
That's not too bad.
But last year they played all their games on a Sunday at 7. Imagine you had to play Newcastle at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night.
1 a.m.
That is brutal,
Not
man.
for me, that. Quick shout out to our major sponsor insurers, PTY Limited, your trusted partner in all general insurance, experts in construction and home warranty insurance distribution through iCare. They're the go-to team for builders and homeowners needing reliable professional cover, thanks to insurers for leading the way in protecting what matters most in the building industry.
I think you've snaffled one of my bits of paper.
Snaffled it.
Aye. I don't know what it is. Sorry, all good.
mate, don't stress. NPL2. We'll start with Bulls. They played Hills. Hills, again, finished 2 each, but Hills have been on a run, like a very good run since Gary Van Egmond took over. And they were 2-1 up. They scored in the 85th minute to go 2-1 up, and Bulls equalised in the 89th minute.
Nice tight. Bulls are, but they're sitting 4th.
Bulls are 4th, yeah, point behind us. Newcastle Jets and Rydomere finished 4 each.
I saw that, man.
Well,
Massive game.
Ready, we were up 4-2, weren't they?
Yep, Rydomere winning 4-2, and Jets scored in the 78th and 85th minute, which is a big result, to be fair, for both. Like, I think that Rydomere were good when we played them, but the same points. Yeah, they've both got 38 points. So again, just keeps everything interesting at the top. MacArthur Rams with a big win over Mounties. Beat them 2-1. But that puts kind of Rams, I think, away from
Rams
trouble.
are sitting 13 down, 25 points. 11 points clear at the bottom.
Yeah,
7
so-
points. Aye, he's done well.
Yeah, very well.
Done well to make
Tim
it.
get in. Bonnyrigg, 4 each against Dulwich Hill as well.
A lot of defending.
what
in
are
NPL.
they? Yeah.
Bonnyrigg obviously have signed a lot in the window.
Must have been from the grant they got.
I
They got $1 million grant
Did they? For the field.
For the
that they've
changing
used
rooms.
to stay up.
Did you see who get in? They've got obviously Mabi or Grant signed. John Roberts went in. Who else was there?
Josh Simmons.
Josh
Oh, the guy from up, yeah,
Kamada.
yeah.
Kamada went in from St George.
Apparently some guy from Holland playing in Malaysia or Thailand.
Is that a defender that
No, attacker.
attacker?
There you
Yeah.
Don't know. And a defender that you
Yeah.
mentioned last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jovanovic. whatever his name is.
Is it? Yep.
So they were 4-3 up, and Dulwich Hill equalised in the 86th minute, which would have been big because it kind of would have put Dulwich Hill in a bit more trouble because they're not.
You don't
far
like Dulwich
away,
Hill, do you?
No, I do like Dulwich.
Jonesy.
They're not far, are they?
Aye, Jonesy's there.
25 points, so they're sitting 14th. But now I think in
It's
NPL2, the bottom two is pretty much done. It's just whether Mounties or Bonnyrigg.
Are in the playoffs.
Manny signed a few players as well. Like maybe not to
Did
that
they?
extent, but like McGing's brother's there now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously he was off injured for a while. Susovic was at Marconi last year.
Yeah,
I think he was at
Aye.
Salo this year.
they signed a goalkeeper as well.
Hey, what about Lakalandra going to Zagreb?
Yeah, are they?
That was a bit random, wasn't it?
Yeah. He set up a goal on the weekend.
What?
Yeah,
So they go- oh, did he?
yeah,
They,
big-
they won as well, didn't they?
yeah, big
Aye, they won.
Nicola.
Aye, they won. I think like
we'll
20
talk
points
about
ahead
that.
or something.
Nicola
Just-
he wants a shout out. So
He's got two, didn't he?
yeah, I'll give him a shout out after.
Yeah, let's go two again, man. Northern Tigers beat Hakoah 1-0. It keeps them flying at the top of the table. Blacktown Spartans beat Bankstown City 2-1.
Just quickly on Tigers, because how did you find playing against Tigers? Because I only seen bits and pieces of the final, but I expected a bit more from them, to be honest. But I think they had more in the tank. Obviously, you boys, for all reports, played well as well, which made a big difference. But how did you find playing against them? Anyway,
Yeah, they were tough. First half, we were on song big
Yeah.
time. I thought it was one of our best performances. They didn't get out of their half. But second half, they didn't give up. They came good a little bit. Again, didn't make a lot of chances because these guys were excellent in the back. But yeah, they were strong. It's why they're first in the NPL2. And then I think they had a bit more belief because it was only 1-0, and then they
Yeah,
sort of
it's on
grew
the
a
game.
little bit. So maybe they were nervous initially, but yeah, they're quite strong. They're quite strong.
how did you find Kai Denton playing against him?
Oh, you can see why he's been effective and scored. Even last year, I think he scored 20 odd goals.
Did I?
Yeah, so like he's a good player. He's quicker than I thought. Like obviously, I don't get to see a lot of him, but
That's just because you're getting slower as you get older, mate.
that's you know I'm there. But no, like you can see he's sharp and he holds up the ball well for them, and they got the other guy Jesse with him.
He's good
So like
as
he's a
well,
big
man.
unit too. So like
He's physical.
you can see how they're effective and
Yeah,
their whole
yeah.
system. They work.
Yeah,
they
they're
did
quite
work
good.
well. Like they only conceded one goal at the end of the day, so
Aye.
they stayed in it. And next week will be another tough game against them.
Oh yeah, you've got them
So you
again.
do, so you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Is that
I
Wednesday
feel
or
like I'm always
Tuesday?
playing.
Wednesday,
Wednesday?
yeah, like
Yeah, they're set up well. They're set up
Oh,
well.
is it
Yeah.
like at Oval?
yeah,
Yeah, like
That's
at Oval.
Interesting Wednesday.
Sorry, but Blacktown Spartans beat Bankstown City 2-1.
By the way, talk about Appia quietly going about their business.
Spartans.
Blacktown Spartans have just slowly but
We
surely
were talking about that.
just snuck up the league table, man, without anyone really realising.
I know.
3 points off top of the
I
league.
know we've got them on
Wow.
Saturday.
Oh, have you? Aye?
We play Spartans on Saturday
Plenty of
On
goals
the
for
tennis
Spartans.
court or at your ground?
at our place. Yeah, so I think that like we beat them 5-0 in round one at theirs.
Oh, but a different side. man.
Which now you look at, they're going to be.
Sorry, who's their gaffer? I think I've asked this most weeks.
James Dimitrius. took
Oh,
over.
assistant
Is
gaffer.
he? Yeah, is he this?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
took over now.
Get you the ex-player.
Yeah,
Aye, aye, that's right.
Yeah,
He was the
yeah.
assistant, I think he was.
He was
Oh, wow,
assistant
was he?
to
Okay.
Ben, and now he's
Good on
just
him, man.
went
Fair
in.
play. He's doing well.
Their
Doing very
ground's
well.
stinking though.
What?
Their ground.
Oh, terrible,
it's
mate.
like
Tennis
literally a
court.
tennis court.
Yeah,
Literally.
terrible.
Was that Spartans?
Spartans.
Oh yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
I don't even know. It's like 8
Terrible,
meters
man.
long.
But it's I think it's the oldest synthetic in Sydney.
Oh wow.
I actually think that's a fact that it's the oldest.
It sounds like they're
synthetic
proud of
pitch
it.
in
I'll
Sydney.
just keep it that. Fucking get rid of it.
it's getting done
Is
for
it
next
worse
year.
than the Harpiers one? Remember that?
Oh, Arpia's got
Yeah.
bad.
Back in, that was shocking. There was like holes. in
Spartans,
it.
I was terrible.
Fraser
with
Park?
that.
Oh no, that's actually been finished.
Tonight, first game.
Yeah, they've done
Oh,
it.
is that tonight?
Aye, they've done it. They've
Oh,
fixed
well, good.
it. So I think that they'll be obviously hurting at the fact that we beat them 5-0, and we just hope that our headspace isn't we beat them 5-0.
Well, mate,
it's going to be all right.
Similar to obviously this weekend with Rockdale versus Spirit, like you're sitting third on 40, Spartans on 42.
Yeah, if we win, we go second.
Massive game, aye. Fight for that playoff spot.
We beat Interlines at the weekend 1-0. I was watching from the stands. It was a wee vantage point, but we played well. We
Clean
played
sheet
well.
for Cassius.
Aye, Cas did all right. aye.
Will he keep his place this weekend?
I think I'll play.
Well done, mate. Sit down.
I think I'll play. Do you know what? I think that at the point of the season and the way the league is, the games are all really quite meaningful now. And I think that with my being older and the headspace and the calm, it's a kind of time where that's necessary. I think for Cass at the weekend he played well, but for the first maybe 5-10 minutes you could see he was a wee bit like, oh shit, I'm in a game.
You don't need to say that to us, mate. We're not picking the team.
I'm just bloody talking.
I mean,
Is that
unbelievable,
alright?
man.
So I full scored for us. Big win because they beat us in the first round, so it was nice to go and get 3 points.
And I think that probably puts it into lines and a bit
Out
of,
of it.
I wouldn't say out of it because the league's a bit mental, but you've put a wee bit of distance because there's only 6 points off you.
Aye, so 2 games. And Berries and ST Raiders drew nothing each.
SD have made an arse of it, man.
Swear they haven't
Yeah,
Still in it.
they dropped
ages,
off.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're still 5 points off second place Spartans, but they fell away massively.
yeah, big time. Yeah,
They were flying at the start. They would kick themselves because when you win that first half of the season, see if you get a good run, you give yourself a right good buffer. But and you can afford to drop points, but they seem to have been in like a real, I think that's 6 or 7 fixtures
they've
now.
not
Since
won.
they played us, I think like they've just struggled. I don't know if the midweek
What was your
game
score with him?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0,
Again,
yeah.
that was a tough game, but
Yeah.
it was comfortable in the end.
Aye, they're a good side. They're usually good on the ball.
Yeah, they play good football. ST Raiders, they do. NPL3 quickly. What a game! Stanmore and South Coast Flame finished 6-3 to South Coast
defending
Flame.
then
That was on the
option,
tennis court. That was on the tennis court as well. That was sets.
Aye, mad game. Jaden Harp scored another 3 goals.
So he's on like 24 goals or something.
Aye, 24 goals for South Coast Flame.
That's decent going.
Central Coast United lost 3-0 at home to Prospect. Camden Tigers and Dunbar Rovers drew 2 each. Dunbar equalised in the 95th minute. Gleesville Ride Magic and Hawkesbury was nothing each until the 86th minute. Gleesville went 1-0 up and Hawkesbury equalised in the 89th.
Oft.
And then Hurstville Zagreb kept the wheels turning. They beat Parramatta 3-0.
Crispy Coley, 2 goals.
Coley scored twice. And Parramatta had a player sent off. Bankstown United beat Fraser Park 1-0. And Sydney Uni, by the way,
What? Oh, aye.
beat the Fiend 4-0.
Fucking
Your
hell.
boys.
Yes, by the
Some
way.
result for the boys.
That is.
They're well off the bottom, aren't they?
Aye, so the Camden will be bottom by themselves now.
Well, we spoke about it last week in terms of who's got the lowest points in the NPL out of all the sides. But Camden or Mount Druitt?
Yeah.
Camden.
Is it Camden?
I think so.
Or Dribbles shat the bed, so I don't know. But Sydney Uni put a wee bit of form together in the second half of the season. I don't know if anything's changed there, do you know?
No idea.
I've been saying since the start, mate, they're a good side. I say that, they're only 4 points because of Camden. The thing is, Camden are quite poor. So, Camden are on 12 points. I think Mount Druitt's on 14.
14. Aye. Quickly, gentlemen. We didn't ask you this last time either. What's your favourite movie? And what would you eat while you were watching it?
Am I going first?
It's up
Yeah,
to
you
mate.
go, because I've got to think. Can't remember what's what.
I'll probably go for a classic Home Alone.
Oh, aye,
I don't
brilliant.
mind. Which
Yeah.
one?
Just the
first
original.
one?
Yeah, first
Okay.
one. Number 2 in New York's pretty good too.
I like
New
New
York,
York, yeah.
Brilliant.
I'll probably go original and just probably ice cream.
Ice cream, what
Check it.
kind of ice cream?
Oh, you know the tub with the 3 flavours there.
Oh, aye.
Oh,
Napolitano.
Napolitano.
Yeah, just go like across it.
Oh, do you go across it, do you?
Yeah,
Aye,
get-
mix it up.
Get all of them.
Aye, brilliant. Cheeky.
Get
What was the
cholesterol
second
up.
question?
What would you eat?
What would you eat while you were watching it?
Oh, okay, yeah. The movie is probably Snatch, and I don't know if you guys know that.
Snatch is
Yeah,
superb, man.
what's the other one?
Superb.
What's it? 2 Smoking Barrels?
Aye, Lock, Stock,
Lock,
Two
Stock.
Smoking
Yeah,
Barrels.
Lock, Stock. Those,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that
movies.
kind of movie.
Aye,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
brilliant, aye.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but yeah, probably the same. Some kind of chocolate and ice cream and
Decent.
biscuits. And you get to my age, you can do that.
Aye,
Cholesterol.
get
But yeah,
that.
they're good movies.
Karaoke song.
Mate, this is-
I was going to say, your initiation song at Sydney United, did you ever have to do one? Because you've probably been there since you were like 4.
No, I did. Yeah, back in the day, 2017.
Ah, okay.
End of 2017. Yeah.
What did you sing?
Can't even remember. And they made me do it when I came back from my guest in at
Sydney
Sydney
FC?
FC. Yeah. I can't remember what I sang. Not Stand By Me. One of those. Maybe Stand By Me.
Aye.
Yeah, I
Benny
think Stand
King.
By Me.
Good song.
Yeah, easy to get a bit of a clap going.
Aye, you need that.
Yeah.
You need that
once the
early
crowd's
doors.
in it,
Yeah, then you're done.
it's all
That's
So
over.
you've
it.
done a karaoke song.
You're
or
turning the
initial song,
microphone over
Yeah.
there to sing for you.
and no one joins in. You're like, bastard. What about you, mate?
Don't ask me. Yeah, no,
No?
I wouldn't do it.
You would do it.
I would refuse flat out.
Do you know what?
I've never
Actually-
done a team thing. I think in Malaysia they wanted me to do it once. I go, there's no chance.
Yeah,
I'll
I
do it.
actually remember we
Yeah.
had that conversation.
Yeah,
Aye,
I wouldn't budge. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no way.
yeah. It sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? But, yeah.
Actually, we haven't done ours this year, which is poor. Like we've had dinners and everything. We've had nights out, dinners, but we haven't done the songs. So maybe,
Well, it's usually pre-season, that.
yeah, like we went to Melbourne and we still didn't do it.
It's too late now. Cut off.
Nah, we'll do it after a game if we win or something in the club. Let's get them, stitch everyone up. You want the right moment.
Yeah,
You want the restaurant full at the club.
If
Yeah,
you win a championship, you need to do one. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. When we win that, then you can do it.
There you go.
Obviously, thinking just talking about Connor. So I said this to you last week. We got a wheel brought into the changing room,
aye, that's right.
and we there was so we did our fines, and then we spun the wheel, and it was like $50 credit, free dinner, like just different options going round it. And Connor spun the wheel, and he got sing karaoke song.
No way.
And obviously,
You'd be the same like
you
that.
know what Connor's like. Connor left early. He went to the pub. He was drinking his beers quickly, and then he was up singing. He was mortified.
Did he?
Oh, he did.
I expected him to say nah. I'm not
Nah, but you need to ask him about it because he was
Yeah.
literally, you know that way you're looking at someone's face, and he was just like this the
he
whole
would've
time
hated
until he got it over with.
Yeah.
That was so funny, man. So we'll start with you, Ante. Looking at your kind of career, we'll go back a wee bit. Like, how did your footballing career start?
Like any Croatian kid, I guess. Even though obviously I'm born in Australia, but my parents are Croatian.
Can I move that mic?
It was a football. Yeah, so Croatian communities, football is the number one thing. So as I grew up, sort of followed my brother. So I started playing at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then obviously had a junior career in Canberra with initially a local club, and then went to Canberra, Croatia, who's now in the Australia Cup as well. So, they're quite a powerful club in Canberra. So I played with them until 17. Made first grade debut, I think, in the New South Wales NPL. They were in the New South Wales NPL back in those days. Playing with the likes of Zelic was there, George Kolsko, these all ex-Socceroos. So it was a powerful club considering where we were. So that's the start of the journey, I guess. And then, from there just sort of went well with junior national teams and obviously a career in the game. But Canberra, Croatia is where I started.
You started, and then you went from there. You were at the AIS as well?
Yeah, so that all sort of coincided. When I was lucky enough to get to the AIS. Again, that was the pinnacle of a kid at that age. So I can't remember the ages. I think as a 16, 17-year-old, you go there and live. So the best players in Australia would all go there at that age, from that age group. And it was for about 20 years, and that's just the system that worked. And a lot of the Australian junior teams were quite good at that stage, coming 3rd, 4th in World Cups, things like that. So it was a good system. But I was lucky enough to be there, playing with Muscat. I think it was Craig Moore. There's a couple of big names who were there. Went on to have a big career. And then, so that coincided with playing at Canberra, Croatia, so doing well there. Went to AIS. Then we're in a national youth league back then where you'd get your 30 games. And then from there went to a national team, like I said, so the junior national teams. And
that national youth league would have seen you travelling all across Australia to play?
It was only eastern side. So again, then what would happen, you'd play on the eastern side, so the Sydney teams, so you'd play all the A-League, I was going to call them A-League, NSL clubs.
Yep.
So there were 6 or 7 in Australia at the time, so Sydney, Croatia, Marconi, etc. Then a few of the powerful other clubs, like a Blacktown would be in it, Parramatta, Melita Eagles actually were in it. So there were a few strong clubs, but it was a strong league.
Yep.
And then the winner of that would play the winner of Victoria. So it'll be like the national junior champions, I guess, of Australia, and that would be usually played before the NSL Grand Final. So that's how it was in the late 80s and early 90s. And again, it was quite strong,
Yeah, good. So see, obviously having had your experience at the AIS, do you think it's something that Australia's missing now?
Yeah, it was a little bit different back then because they weren't the A-League academies, but in saying that, it was still the NSL. But what it was, which we didn't have, we have it now, but we didn't have it back then, it was full-time environment. Yep. So we'd wake up and go to the gym. I didn't go to the school, but most went to Lake Ginninderra because I was a local. I went to my Catholic school. Then you come home, you train. So you train 5 days a week. You'd eat there. You're living away from home. Everything was like you're a professional. So it's gearing you for that. You could do extra training, walk down the road, and there's these walls, and you can hit balls. If you wanted to have a career, that was a place to go to because you're just as focused on football. Mark Viduka, good story. He was in his little room. He'd have all pictures of, I'd say Croatia, even though they played for Australia, and you'd hear him just banging balls against the wall like all night. Yeah, so that kind of
banging
environment.
his balls or banging balls?
Yeah, banging both. Yeah, probably both. But yeah, so he's banging the big round ball on the wall. But you just hear him all night, and that kind of stuff where players went a bit because everyone was like-minded there. Like they just wanted to play high level, and again, it was the best players in Australia at the time. it's rare someone would say no to go to that.
Aye.
Now you've got Sydney FC Academy, and they're close to full time. You'd think they're in the NPL playing there, so you don't probably need that. But what that also did was when they went to the national tournaments, international tournaments, they'd be together. Most players would be from that team, so you're training for 2 years.
You knew each
then
other.
you go on to qualifiers, and there might be that 5 or 6 that are broken into the NSL at clubs.
Yeah.
In the first team, they'd come into that squad, but it'd just be 15 of the AOS kids who are Australian national team, and 5 or 6 who were just broken into first team anyway. So it was a good system in terms of qualifying, doing well at World Cups. That's probably what we're missing in terms of that. But again, now the A-League clubs have taken over the development. So it's not a bad thing, but that's how it used to be.
And then you went to Melbourne Knights. You played at Melbourne Knights?
Yeah, so I went to Melbourne Knights. It was a good experience, but a little bit tough. At the time, it was the best team in the country. The year I went there, we won the premiership. But I didn't play a lot. It was straight after the World Youth Cup, so I was lucky enough to play in the World Youth Cup.
And you finished 4th?
So we finished 4th. We lost to England. Lost to England. Oh, you got Scottish there. Same thing. I lost to England.
Any big names on that squad?
My memory's so bad. Watson, Unsworth.
Oh, I did Unsworth, yeah.
Watson played, I think, for Newcastle for a bit. Unsworth. There was a guy who played for Liverpool, striker. I'm bad with memory, but there were a few. I think I've got Kaski's. He's not a big name now, but he played for Arsenal at the time. I've got Kaski's shirt at home still, which is a bit of a treasure. It's like when was it? 93? Yeah, 93 Umbro. I could probably sell that.
now. Marketing.
But it was a good experience. We played in front of 40,000 people. Yeah. Where it's 18-year-old kids, at home. So it was something I'll never forget. So it was pretty good. But then after that, I was lucky enough to go to Melbourne Knights.
So you had a good tournament because you played every game in the tournament?
Yeah, I played every game. I was a bit of a late comer because I missed a few of the early camps. But then I think from mid-92, I started to get into the squads and I wasn't expecting to play because I just came in and all of a sudden just started and pretty much didn't miss a game right until the World Cup, and then played every game in the World Cup. So, I thought I was solid there. Happy with what I did. But like I said, it was a good experience, good people, good time, in my life there.
And then Melbourne Knights off the back.
Yeah, so Melbourne Knights, again, being a Croatian, they were after me. Sydney United was as well. I chose Melbourne Knights, probably not regretfully because, again, every experience is good, but it's one of the best teams in the country with a lot of experience. The only young kids, I think, was Viduka and Chelinski, who were the 2 strikers. Viduka was Player of the Year that year, leading goal scorer that year. And he did the same again the year after. So I didn't play a lot, made a debut there, but there's, I think, 18 or 19-year-old. But to train with those guys every week. Funny thing is, I was 1-on-1 against Viduka because our sessions were very similar. So we do 11-on-11 with a starting team and the stiffs. So I'm marking Viduka for 2 years straight, or 1 year straight. So you learn a lot, even though he was a young kid.
How was he like as a guy?
Sorry?
What was he like as a guy? Good guy?
Dukes is tops, he's one of the best, super guys. Quiet, just all around nice guy.
He looks like relaxed. He's like a coffee shop now in Croatia or something.
Yeah. He wouldn't hurt a fly. But you know what? I'll never forget, even back then, again, you see quality. He never missed a shot at training. I can't remember him. Even back then, I'm like, how the hell don't you miss? He just hit the target all the time and scored 9 out of 10 times. And no one does that or did that. Mm-hmm. So you realise why he becomes so special.
When you played against him, did he ever give you wee tips or anything like how to defend better?
Sorry,
did he ever give you any tips or anything?
No, not really. He was still a kid. He was 2 years younger than me. I was 19. He was 17. He was 17. The funny thing is, you look later, and again, when I left, I went to Olympic the year after, and he didn't get a touch. It's really? Because you're used to. Again, I was a smart footballer, so you figure out you don't get rolled by him, don't do this, don't do that.
He was good at that, wasn't he? Good at rolling.
So you're smart, but But if you let him have a strike, he'll score.
Okay.
Yeah, so I marked him all the time out of the game.
That's why he scored so many goals in the competition because he was used to playing against you. Right. So then, Sydney Olympic was next. You made 21 appearances in the NSL in the 94-95 season.
Yeah, so it's very sporadic, the NSL. So I went to Olympic. I spent 10 years there, but again, you left, you came back, you left, you came back. But yeah, it was 10 years straight. Well, in saying that, after that year, I went to Portugal for a year and a bit.
Yeah, so
But,
Benfica,
and then I came back.
Castelo Branco.
Yeah, Castelo Branco. So there's a lot of stories there. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, interesting time where I had deals at places in the Division 1. I was training at Lessa for a while. I'll tell you this story. So I was training at Lessa. So I was Division 1 up near Porto. Chichi Mendes actually came as well at the same time. So they were saying, yeah, you're doing great, you're doing great. So I'm thinking, when's this contract coming? All of a sudden at 2 a.m, my agent knocks on my hotel room, we're going. I'm like, where the hell are we going? I go, what do I need to pack? He's like, no, nothing, just bring your boots. So I've taken my boots. He's taken to me Castelo Branco. So I'm in Castelo Branco. He goes, no, sign here. I go, what about Lessa? I'm doing well. What's happening there? No, they don't want to pay a certain amount. And my transfer fee was $25,000 that I agreed in Canberra. So that was my club. So I could have gone there for 25. So this guy's asked for a whole batch more. So Lessa now fighting with that, saying we don't want to pay that, we can't pay that. Why would we pay that? So anyway, middle of the night, and I didn't know that until later. Middle of the night, he's taking me to Castelo Branco and end up signing there. And it was Division 2A or something. So I've gone from there to there. Try to get my gear. The hotel wouldn't give me the gear because the agent didn't pay the stuff. Yeah, so it's a funny story from where I was to there. But again, Castelo Branco was a good experience, and a lot more other stories. But that's just sort of how it started. But
so do you feel like the agent stitched you up a little bit there?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, yeah.
Again, not knowing, and this is where, and again, even there, then I had other things. Even beyond that, I could tell you a million in terms of agents, and it's just my naivety. When
of
you're
course,
19, my parents
had
no idea about football. I'm from Canberra, didn't really know the system. I wasn't close with a Nettie Thompson, or I didn't have an agent, except the agents that you sort of ring, hey, can you help me out?
Yeah,
it wasn't like back then you're ringing someone and you're sending out a letter, can you be my agent? That's sort of the system was. There's no internet. So, yeah, I got stitched up badly in a few ways. But it's experiences, you learn from it. Again, I didn't have clothes for 2 months. I had the same gear, and I kept
just training gear from Benfica.
Yeah, it's just you have the gear and just my normal clothes, what I had, and one other set. And I actually rang the agent, and got, mate, I'm leaving. You can go. Sort of. Then he's giving me all this money. Here, take that, buy yourself stuff. And I thought, what a freaking joke. Yeah, so it was a lot of funny stuff. But again, I love the experience.
Did you sack him? Take it.
No, because again, I was naive. You're
okay.
thinking, oh, I'm just this kid, don't know anyone. He's got me here, still thinking the best of it. He tells you stories of, what happened in Lessa and all these little things that weren't the truth later you find out. But again, I use that to try and help people and kids. And, now I'm a teacher at Matraville and people ask about Europe and I've got those things to help people. Like, it's tough at the time, but it did hurt. But again, it's something I'm glad I went through and I can help someone else. But you guys know the stories with agents. And
I was just going to ask that about agents now, because even boys in NPL, I don't know if you boys in Sydney United, but there's some boys who've come across the time in like 17, 18 coming through and like, I've my agent. I'm like, you've got an agent?
Yeah.
Man, you're not even getting a game for first grade NPL. What are you doing? Like, what? And might be good advice, might be bad advice, but I mean, you'd know better than me, but some of it does seem a bit mental.
I think that obviously, as you say, talking about like sending a letter, for instance, how far things have come from that time means that it would be a lot smoother now.
It'd be a lot easier.
You would be a lot more information readily available and conversations can be had. But then, as you say, you're just
you're trusting that
trust
agent,
this guy.
I know.
Yeah. I've got letters, I think, from West Ham, because I've sent letters to West Ham and all these clubs, saying, can I have a trial? Because I was in the national team there and like junior team, and you're thinking maybe get a chance. Got letters back saying, no, sorry, we've got our squad. But that's how it was.
Letters back.
You'd send letters and
exciting, but get the mailbox out. Yeah, we later.
That's it.
Stamp. It's just like, they didn't reply to me. Email, that's me done.
That's interesting, man.
That's crazy. So obviously, going there, did you fall out of love with football there, or were you still loving being on the pitches? Obviously, off the pitch was a bit sketchy, but
I love football. I wish I'd never came back. Again, that's another story. Came back for a girl, which people do. Biggest mistake of my life. Didn't marry her in the end anyway. So I came back and I was like, just thought, because she didn't want to. I took her over initially, and then she came back. She's like, I'm not going to go back there, and I had another year at Castelo Branco. And from there, I had a few opportunities. So had trials in Spain. Could have signed a deal that Valladolid did.
Oh wow!
So that's another story if you want to hear it. So
there you go.
I had a transfer to go Valladolid, so that was third last in the first league in Spain. I think Ronaldo owns them now.
He does,
I think so. So anyway, they've gone. We've signed this deal. It's going to be 6 months. but you're going to sign straight away. So I go, mate, this is gold. Will change my life. So I'm in the car. This is again a midnight thing, but we had to go there. But the only way to sign,
take my clothes.
that's right. I'm taking my one jacket. So we actually went. So again, the same agent drove all the way to Spain. Went to the stadium. I'm in this stadium where it's pitch dark, 2 a.m. or whatever it is, and I had to wait for an American player. I can't remember if it was Stack or whatever, for him to be released for me to sign. So we're sitting there waiting, and transfer didn't come through, and I couldn't sign because there's a quota. So that margin of changing your life, this is what I mean about trying to. But I'm in this stadium, sitting there in the boardroom or director's thing, seeing that. Yeah, it was again those things. I look back on it, and go, man, just that something didn't
right
work
place,
out.
right time.
And that would have again changed my life because it would have been the only Australian in Spain. Even though they were second or third last at the time.
So was it just a case of his paperwork didn't
come through? I don't know exactly after that, but it didn't come through, so I couldn't be the next foreigner because back then as well, and I can't remember exactly, you could only have 3 non-EU. So if it's us, Aussies, Americans, Brazilians, we're all in the same boat. You can only have 3 of those.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a little bit tough. It wasn't as easy as it is now in terms of that. But so yeah, there was quota of people and. Again, that is what it is, but again, interesting stories. And
did you go to any other clubs? So Valladolid.
Yeah, then the other 2 I trialled. So it was Badajoz, which is second division in Spain.
Okay,
so we're all in Spain, and Salamanca was. I think at the time's last or something as well. But I actually trialled there while I was at Castelo Branco. Salamanca did okay. I don't know what happened with that one. Again, that's you go in there and. It's a bit of, it's like a meat market because I remember the trial game and there's 7 or 8 other trialists and it's in there and your agent's going, if you do well, I'm going to buy your car and all these things. You're like, I'm going to buy you one of these. I'll go, yeah, all right, no worries, just get me here. So I thought I did okay, but that was the back end of the year. Things were a little bit more muddled in my head. That was for the year after. So again, top experiences because no one, so I played for Badajoz, I played for Salamanca, didn't ever play for Valladolid, but even though were trial games. But super experience. Like I really I still got all the clippings of when I'm there at Badajoz on the Spanish it's the Marca, I think, Spanish newspaper and all those things. So again, I'll take those memories.
And life lessons as well, obviously.
100%,
Agents 100%,
and
even Spanish Spanish culture, Portuguese culture.
That's honestly like the whole just you needed the paperwork to go through for that.
That one hurts a lot. There's another one, Sturm Graz later, which I'm not happy about.
Sturm Graz?
When I was 28, so this is a little bit different. Sorry, we're jumping everywhere. These are like
so that's why I see when I said through the thing.
Yeah, these are like experiences. Again, I was now consolidated in Olympic. And again, I've got a mindful of watching which names I drop. So I was at Olympic and I actually went to Norway. So around 28, I think it was after
Molde.
So Molde. And they were like a Champions League club. I think Solskjaer played there.
I don't know.
So I went there. It's not a place that suited me, so I didn't play a lot because I actually went there as centre mid. So I killed it in the trials and they're going, yeah, we'll sign you. And again, just weird stuff happened. I signed a deal when I was there because they were like, let's sign this guy. So I signed a deal, but it was in Norwegian. I didn't ask anyone. Right? That's just dumb. Like it was dumb. And I go to my agent. I go, mate, did you see? He goes, mate, you're on like three quarters less money than we agreed. I go, mate, we've got to get out of this. So I tried to get out of it, And the agent hammered this guy going, how can you give it to him? You should have given it to me. So there's all that stuff, but that was my dumbness. I didn't learn from what I was 19. So anyway, after I pulled out, I pulled out of the contract. But I stayed that year.
How do you pull out a contract with you then?
Well, they were a little bit not happy with it because I think the agent, they could have kept me, I guess, because I signed. So I stayed that year, but it was just for the next year. So that just didn't work out. And then I didn't play a lot anyway. And then after that, they were probably like, let's get rid of him anyway. But I went as a centre mid. I'm not a centre mid. I wasn't good there, I've got to admit. I'm not going to lie. But from there, I went to Sturm Graz.
Oh, wow.
So immediately from there, I just got a call from, again, I won't say the agent, but I went there. And there's a Champions League team. This is where I was like, all right, my life's now, this is where I belong. Yeah. So he was going there. And Ivica Osim, who was a Yugoslav coach in 1990, was head coach. Eddie Bosnar was there actually at the time. There was a couple other Austrian internationals who were in recent World Cup. So it was the best place. Yeah. So I'm going in the bus. It's like a Champions League bus. So you felt like, all right, this is it. Training, felt at home. Everything was perfect. So again, my contract, and I remember the figures clearly. I had 125,000 clause because I went to loan from Sydney Olympic from Molde to Molde. So I had a clause in my contract where I can get sold for 125k, which is peanuts, you know.
Yeah.
At the time, I was wondering what's going on here with Sturm Graz. Did well. It was me and a Polish guy. After a little while, they've gone, just go home, but we'll sign you, but you can then come back to fix all your stuff. So as I've gone, and I knew something funny was happening, I've gone home, I'm not hearing anything, and then the deal fell through. I've actually rang a guy in Sturm Graz, and this is a number I don't know. But then I've gone, what happened? What you guys said it was all good. And he said, your agent was asking for, let's throw 900,000 out there. You're asking for 900k. I go, well, why? My clause is 125. Did you guys know that? He's like, nah, he just said it was 900k. So here I've got shafted. You could have got a deal. And then the Polish, I'm sure it was Polish, international was on a free. So the Bosman started at that time or a little bit earlier. So they've signed him, which is their local instead of this Aussie guy who, if it was something lower or 125, would have had a
Is
deal.
this a different agent?
This is a different agent. Okay. Yeah, this one's well known. This one's, and again,
really?
if I told you, he's well known. But I think him and someone was in cahoots at Olympic and just missed out on a deal. And again, those things, that hurts me a little bit because I had a feeling. And, I was with the president at Sturm Graz once or twice and sort of already struck a good little thing.
Yeah.
And if I asked or told him that, just being open, he might have known the right information. I could have just gone there.
Backdoor it,
Yeah, so the agent that got me there wasn't really my agent. He was just like, I need a player. Do you want to come over? So it wasn't like I was with him. But anyway, they're the sad stories. But again, life with football has been brilliant for me. So, but again, I use those things to help kids and people, and because it is a cutthroat kind of place. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's mad.
It's not all that bad. It's
I know,
in terms of stories, but they're bad stories. You get
of
good
course,
ones too. You
of
get
course.
top
I
agents.
just think it's just like we always talk about everyone in football's got a story of like, you could have made it or you could have done this
Yeah.
contract, but to be so close.
Yeah.
I mean, the Norwegian one's a bit of a schoolboy.
Yeah. Nah, that's just dumb. Yeah. Again, I didn't suit there. No, I didn't suit.
But the other one, the Valladolid one's a sham,
Yeah.
and the Sturm Graz one's a stitch ups.
Yeah. I think it's hard because it's like you've done everything you can and
Yeah.
everything was going to work.
Yeah.
But you've got this person on the outside that's come in and been extremely greedy.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I think the
cool,
hardest
yeah.
thing is as a football player is to get yourself in that position. Like, can you be seen? Can you get noticed? Can you get offered a deal? I've done all that. I've done everything I can. I'm good enough. And then something
Arsenal.
else.
Do you want me to tell you another quick one? Sorry.
Of course.
This
Amazing,
one,
wasn't
when
it?
I was in Portugal, you'll like this one. Yep. So I had a offer from Coventry.
Yep.
This was in 93 or 94. But again, I couldn't go because I wasn't, the rules again, I don't know exactly, but I had to be English, right? And Bosnich did it. He married a girl. So anyway, the agent goes, this is the agent that shafted him. He goes to me, listen, I've got a deal with the cleaning lady or the lady. $10,000 we're going to give her. You sign, you get married, then you can go to Coventry. Yeah. And then I was like, because I was with my partner, I was like, I can't do that. I can't. And then in hindsight, didn't marry her. Should have done it.
Should have done it, man.
So that's another story of agents and just funny. And Coventry were in the EPL. It just started. The EPL that's when it started booming. I think early 90s. So it's just funny. Like when I think back on it, look, there's
That is
4 top
funny,
stories
man.
there. Yeah. And I'm still not married, so I could have made me young.
Phone them back, excuse me.
That's right. Best offer I had.
Oh, that is brilliant, man.
So then there was stints at Canberra Cosmos and Apia before you went to Olympic.
Yeah, so again, I'll be so when I came home from Castilla Branco, I'm from Canberra, so there was like 10 games left of the season. So instead of going somewhere, I just played there. So that was why I was at Canberra. But again, it's my home club,
Yeah, of course.
so it was nice to play. But then when you see the Apias, I think who else is there? Apia. There's
Olympic.
back in our days, we weren't full time, so we'd play NSL a little bit like the girls do now in the A League.
Yeah.
So you'd play. So even though I was at Olympic for 10 years, every off season we'd go and try and get some cash.
Yeah, of
so
course.
there'd be like 10, 12 weeks where you're trying to get $1,000, $1,500, whatever from Apias, and so they just top up your money because we weren't paid full time.
Yeah, okay.
So when you see that, there's probably 1 million clubs, and you think this guy's a journeyman, but
It's bouncing between
we
two,
just sort of
basically.
had
it's
to do
two
it.
leagues
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. It's 2 leagues. Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes I think I went to Apia for 2 years of that. I think I was a Stanmore once, did that, and again it could have been 8 games, could have been 10. I think I even played for Uni of New South Wales. My brother was there. This is like NPL 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I was like mid-20s, so I'm in NSL, and then I've gone there for 2 games. Yeah, I remember scoring 2. I remember. But again, so that's how it worked back then. So,
but so Olympic was a big one, really.
yeah, Olympic was the one where it literally 10 years after that, or 9 years. Or
17 goals for a centre back as well. It's not bad.
Is that it? I thought it was up to 20s. I thought it was like 20. Yeah, all important goals too.
189 appearances at Olympic, it says here.
I think I had 210 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so, but obviously bouncing around.
Yeah,
you played a lot of clubs before Olympic. What was it about Olympic that made you just stay there? Was it something about the place, or was it just the way circumstances?
Yeah, no, they just circumstance initially. Again, Melbourne, Croatia was a bit of a tough spell, even though I wanted to go there. After that, Sydney, Croatia, there was some murmurs there, but they also had Popovic was there, Babic was there. They were all quite young, and I'm young, and I'm thinking, am I really going to play instead of those guys later on? Maybe, but yeah. So I went to Olympic. It was a good decision because I played. It was tough early couple of years, which made me better. We were mid-table sort of thing first 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
But then all of a sudden we boomed and had like 6-7 years where we were always finals. Probably the best team in the league, but we just never crossed that line. And this is what makes me okay coach, I think, is those years where we could have won it, you realise why you didn't. Might have been that one player, the attitude, the mindset. So you're thinking, damn, I could have won 4 or 5 championships if
was it for that one player?
If for that, yeah. Well, it sort of is, yeah. And we had, again, I don't want to be disrespectful, 1 or 2 keeping blunders, but then Branko brought in Clint Bolton. After that, it fixed everything. It's you just need to fix those little puzzles if you get that time as a coach.
Yep.
And if you know what you're doing, eventually you'll get there. But you do have to sometimes, some players come finals time cracked. Others grew. So you're trying to find that and find those people. That's why it's hard to win things, because you need 20 players, 25 who've got that mindset, who are there all the time. And that's why I talk to these guys. I love winners because it's damn hard to win. It's easier to go there up and down and win sometimes here or there. But to win consistently takes a lot for the coach to get that group, for the group to want to be together. So, we had a good 6 or 7 years in the finals there all the time. But I think once we were premiers and twice we made the grand final, so it shows you how tough, even though we had one of the strongest teams initially, ultimately at the end.
Do you think you can coach the winning mentality, or do you think it's something that's environment or something you just got?
I think you can help push it, promote it, but some players go to their default system and, I'm not going to say sulk, but pull back.
Yeah,
then you've got winners that go forward. Mm-hmm. I think if you got 70% of the players that go forward, then the others will follow. When it's 50-50, sometimes it's like that. Can you entirely coach it? I don't think so. Maybe in kids you can try and help, but even there you see some kids who are like, that's the one thing you're missing, and you're trying, but you can't break whatever's in their head to work that extra, to never give up. So it's an interesting one. I don't know. I don't think you can. But again, Ange said this once about culture. He said something about, because we're talking about culture, and I just said, how do you fix culture? He goes, you can't fix it. And I was like, that's interesting. He goes, but you can get players in who are strong mentally, culturally good people. So that is what a coach does. You've got to, unfortunately, move people out who don't fit that bill or who are self-centered, and you get people in who will do everything for the badge or their teammates and things like that. So it takes a bit of time. If you get that, time's another thing as a coach. But I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't think you can push that. But some people come along on the ride if you've got majority who are winners and good mentality.
As an interesting one, the winning mentality thing, because, it's obviously a big opinion thing. People have different opinions on it, but how sometimes you just look at something like, he's just soft, man. Like, he just doesn't. No, it's true, but there's somebody who's like, he's class, but fuck me, man.
Do you see it as kids? Because I see it as kids. Like, I look at the kids and you go, man, look at that kid. He's going nuts and kicking people and fighting. And then you got another one crying, and you're like, you sort of see it already, and you're thinking, is that just in us? Can you learn it? You probably can.
Do you think a factor is a whole? I mean,
generational too.
I was going to say, I think it's a factor now because everyone's a winner.
Oh yeah,
you're not. You're fourth. You're shite. But I mean, it's like that's the mentality.
There was an American basketball coach, a college coach, and he went on about handing out medals to everyone in a competition. Like they've come 10th, and the kids have got a medal. Like, you did well. But in life,
Aye.
not just forget football. You win some things and you lose in others. Like
You
whether
didn't get the
it's
job, but we'll give you some money anyway.
literally, but like, so I don't know if I'm not older generation, but I think even after generation, like my parents, they were grinders. Like,
Yeah.
we're a bit spoilt.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like every kid now has an iPad, iPhone, whatever. Like, you know, even when I was a kid, like at school, I didn't get a phone until I had to start catching the bus.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an old slide Nokia thing.
Yeah.
I'm not that old, but yeah, like
I agree. I think that's got a lot to do with it. I think that if you look at past generations, life was hard. Life was tough. So you had to fight. There was fighting, be it on the street, people were out. There was always, if you wanted something, you had to go and get it. Whereas now, I feel that a lot is just given. There's not even, kids don't need to fight for anything. They get everything they need. So then it's hard because, as you say, we learned it young because there was no choice.
And parents made you deal with it in a lot of ways. Like and this is now a little bit off topic, but my teachers would ring school saying, Ante's done that. My parents would lose it at me. Now if I ring parents, like, but the kid's bored at school, why aren't you doing that? And I'm thinking to myself, what the? It's like they're giving them enabling it.
That's Johnny, mate. Johnny's a wee prick.
But he wants to play striker. Why don't you put him striker? He thinks he's a...
So my missus, Emma's a teacher, and Emma used to be in the classroom, and she'd have parents' night, and she'd come and she'd say, oh, Gary doesn't behave, Gary does this, Gary does that. And the parents would sit and say, no, my Gary wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's right. At home he's great.
And Emma's like, no, I'm with him every fucking day in the classroom, and this is what he does. And Pet's like, no, not my Gary.
Yeah.
Whereas
We
as
get
you
that
say,
a lot. Yeah, 100%.
my
We
mum
get that a lot.
would slap me in the face.
Get
a grip of yourself, you. That's mad.
And that doesn't help the kid, does it?
Nah, of course not. I know. But I mean, to go back to the winning mentality, I think the competitive side of things and not being, like, just losing a game, and I'm not going to say specific games, but there's games I see sometimes in NPL youth and some other things where they come off the pitch and I'm like, I always say to some of the boys I'm with, I'm like, right, watch this game, right, when the whistle goes. Can you tell who lost this game from the behaviours after the game, right? You watch a senior men's match, you know who's lost and who's won. Guys who are lost are fucking heads are down or on their knees. Other guys who won are like laughing, whatever. So if I watch some youth games, I don't know who's lost or won. I'm like, they're all just, hey. I'm like, what, you should be gutted, mate. I'm not talking under 7s, I'm talking like under 16s, 18s.
But there's no, like, when I was growing up, like, there was tables from 8 years old, like even in your local association.
Top scorers as well.
Yeah, like we playing, like, where I grew up, St George District, and there's still a table, right? And you're 8. Now they don't have like tables till they're like 13 or like 12 in like local association, but so they're already, it doesn't matter.
Aye.
Like, say if you're like 10 and you win every week, well, or you lose.
But it's mental. But these kids play computer games, right? The whole computer game system is gamified. Points to win things, whether it be like Call of Duty on points, FIFA. There's league tables, Ultimate Team. It's point. But then all of a sudden, in real life, nah, you all win. What?
Yeah.
We don't all win. 13's a youth league. They don't count for the youth club championship.
Yeah.
So if your 13's a like top side, like,
Aye, it is bizarre. I mean, I don't know how much that contributes to the whole winning mentality. I guess we'll never know. There's nothing we can figure that out. But I think environment's big. Environment dictates performance, and that's my big belief anyway. I always say that. Like, that be, and I say environment, and I always say this is your mobile phone is now the new environment. The environment used to be home, school, maybe your football team. Now it's you're on your phone 3, 4, 5, some kids fucking 9 or 10 hours a day. So what you're looking at, who you're following, what do you watch online? That's now your environment. So if you're watching just fucking nonsense, I mean, your head's just melting.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with that. Whereas
TikTok brain.
TikTok brain, and then you go to football training and there's many other players who are on the same boat as you. There's no one driving those standards. I'm sure that, again, coach might be trying, but there's 18 players there who it's very difficult to raise the standard if the bar's down here. As you said, you don't need them all. If you can get a good core to just build it, like lift everybody. It's like, come with me or get kept behind. And then the ones that get kept behind, scrap them next year, get a couple more, and then you can, if you get the time as a gaffer. But I think that's the difficult thing is, all right, you're with me for 2 hours, I'll do all I can, but when I'm not with you, what is your environment?
Yeah,
again, and even parents will say the same. How, like, the parents are only chatting to them for so much, but they're at school, they're at football, they're on their phones, they're on their iPads. That's their environment now. That's everyone's environment now.
I think going back to what you said about the AIS, that's why that's
that's great.
such a real thing,
Yeah.
because that's your environment. Everyone in your environment is trying to do the same thing.
Aye.
Whereas now they've got one trying to go there, one's going here, one's going there, and it's hard, man. It's tough.
Who knows? But it's definitely the icing on the cake, the winning mentality. That's business, as we said. We'll find out in the next 7 or 8 games which teams have got it in the locker.
So back to you, Mr. Juric. You went Malaysia,
Yeah, so that was trying to remember when. Again, my memory is
2003, Johor.
Yeah, so I think that happened in the last couple of seasons of the NSL. So then we started getting the sort of gist of that leaving. But Johor was big club. It's a big club now.
Yeah.
It's not what it was then. They're like, I think the owner is a prince who's a multi-millionaire, billionaire. All the timing, I'm like,
You left the contracts changed dramatically.
I've actually got another good story for that one. Friggin' nightmare. But when I think I went with Troy Halpin, or was that Chichi Mendes? No, maybe Chichi Mendes. So again, he was a big player in our time. But I went there, and it was like an off-season. I think it was 6 months, 7 months. But again, an issue I had there, I got dengue fever. Do you guys know about dengue fever?
No.
Man, it's like a mosquito bites you and you can potentially die. So I'm in hospital for 8 days, lost 8-9 kilos. It's a certain mosquito that kills your white blood cells.
Oh, fucking hell.
And the funny thing is, and again, I got this article at home. So I'm in hospital. I was Troy Halpin. So Troy Halpin comes and visits. He was an ex-Socceroo and did really well. So him and his family, so his kids, he's like, shit, you look bad, man. And I'm thinking, Jesus, how bad is this? And then I have a look on the newspaper. 8 people died of dengue fever. And I'm thinking, yeah, it was something you can die from. So, but again, you're just waiting for your white blood cells to shoot up. If you don't, you need a blood transfusion. So I'm right on the edge. And I never rang my parents or nothing because in my head I'm like, my mum would lose, like be so scared. So I actually deliberately was like, not ringing no one, I'll get through this. And then my white blood cells went up again, and so I was safe. Yeah, but that hurt my time there, that first stage.
Did you take you a while to recover from that?
Yeah, this is where I'm dumb, and I'm proud of my toughness, but it's just dumb. I played like a week later.
Oh, did you?
And I had a German coach, and I lost 7, 8, 9 kilos. Like in 3 days, didn't sleep for 4 days. Like it was really a tough. I actually said to myself, if I died now, please take me away because I was so bad.
Oh, was it?
And I was in this hospital. Oh, please.
What is it again? Like, what does it do to you? Obviously, you've lost weight.
I had shivers. Trying to remember back. I remember the day I went to training and I go, Coach, I'm not feeling so good. So I was still okay, but just felt my body, something wasn't right. And these mosquitoes are supposedly where the water is, what do they call it when not dormant, but where the water's just still. Yeah. And then they do some eggs there and it's certain mosquito. But then I remember back when I heard all this, I'm living at opposite construction sites where there'd be things. I'm walking around in shorts, all things you didn't know you probably had to do. But I remember going to training going, Coach, I don't feel the best. Look, something's wrong. And he's like, okay, go home. I don't think he was super happy, but he goes, go home. Wolfgang was his name. Yeah, this German guy, he was a tough nut. Vlastelica thinks I'm tough nut. This guy was a tough nut. So I'm there, and then I've gone home. I've driven home by myself, and I'm like, geez, this is not good. And he goes, go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. They're like, okay, all right. They didn't tell me anything. They're just going to go home. We'll see how you are tomorrow. That night I didn't sleep. I was like shivering, shaking, like a freezing cold, but it's Malaysia. It's not like cold. Yeah. Freezing cold, shaking, didn't sleep all night, went the next day. Didn't really say much. They weren't like stressed. They're like, yeah, no worries, stay in hospital. They told me I had dengue fever and then I was there for 5 or 6 days. And then, eventually got there. But I played a week later. We had a Malaysia Cup, so that was the biggest comp there. Mm-hmm. And I played and I had nothing. But again, I remember the coach hammered me and I was thinking to myself, again, I didn't realise the impact. I just played because I'm just that nature of no excuses, just go and freaking do your job. And then you realise back later, man, I was skinny as it is, but I had no weight, no muscle, didn't eat and I still, sure in my head I gave it a crack, but it wasn't.
See, you say that, did you play the grand final for Olympic with a dislocated
so that's
elbow?
So again, that's when we had our top team. We were good. We should have won 2 or 3 grand finals, and that again makes me probably a better coach because you're like just that little thing. But that team, we just had a run. And again, I remember it like yesterday. So we played Newcastle, I think, in front of 30,000. Went up for a header. We were 1-0 up. I think Milicic scored, like 7th, 8th minute. Another corner, about 10th minute, I went up for a header and I've just sort of got hit sideways. Peter Sekenis, actually, who's the coach of Marconi. So it wasn't like a hit, but I've gone sideways. So and I remember looking at the ground. So again, the things you remember. I'm looking at the ground going, I'm going to land here. So I put my hand down and I'm sort of parallel and it's just snapped back to there. So my hand's there and I've gone. And as I've turned, I've gone, fuck, and excuse my language, and I've put my hand back and it sort of clicked. So when the physio came on, I'm yelling and I'm swearing. I've gone, F and broke my arm. I've F and broke my arm. He's like, no, you haven't broken it. I go, I've F and broke my arm. So again, I never had those things before. I came off, wrapped it up, played for another 5-10 minutes, and I was in the most pain I've ever had. For me to come off is something pretty bad. But then I remember someone having a header and I couldn't jump. And then I've said I need to come off because I will hurt the team. Went to hospital straight away. They couldn't do much. So the game, I'm listening to it on the radio in the cab. So this is how bad NSL was. I'm in a freaking cab, just going out to the hospital. So yeah, it was quite bad. But yeah, ended up playing the week after. So, but again, I was snapped. Everything was snapped. So all the ligaments. So it wasn't healed. But what they let me do was I had a cast. So when I went to Perth, they gave a cast and they ticked it off. But it was like a rock. Yeah. So the cast was like a rock.
So,
I couldn't, and then they jabbed the crap out of me where I couldn't feel it.
Yeah.
But I'm running like that, like a goose. But again, because I played a certain way, used my brain a little bit, I was still mobile enough. And yeah, did it, and yeah, that's part and parcel. But people do ask, but I couldn't feel it. Yeah. Like the pain wasn't there. Yeah, but yeah, it was interesting times. If I did that nowadays, they wouldn't let me play.
Yeah, no way.
No chance.
And then, so Johor, and then you went to Pahang.
Yeah, Pahang was good. Pahang, again, another story, but just the bad luck stories a little bit. But so Pahang had a good little time. It was a good place, good club. Again, a week before Champions League. Back then it was a little bit different, but it was the second Champions League for the ASEAN nations. So Brunei, Singapore, Malaysia. So our team Pahang was strong. They won the comp the year before, so we're in that. But just the week, so we're winning 3-0, 89th minute, I've gone up for a header and popped my shoulder out. So now I've dislocated my shoulder. So I've gone to hospital for that and I didn't play for like 2 months. So I missed the Champions League window. Didn't sign for the year after. So just little things, just the timing. And I never had issues in Australia. Like outside of that elbow, I never had an injury. So sometimes these things come at the wrong time. And that was the back end of my career anyway. Yeah. I think that was when NSL stopped. So the year after the NSL is when I went. So that's when the A-League was starting, sort of. So it was just that interim thing, but I would have stayed. I loved it. But having that injury, they brought in other foreigners for that 2 months and played the Champions League, did okay, and then you're battling after that. But it was a good time. It was real good. I love Pahang.
I mean, obviously we'll get to Sydney United, but from it, ignore football, but what football's gave you in terms of experience? Like experience being to Portugal, Spain, obviously UK, Malaysia, Norway.
Yeah, it's a top
international travel with the squads.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable, man.
Yeah, with the national junior team, Saudi Arabia, and a lot of countries, Dubai and Doha. What else? A lot of countries. They were cities, but a lot of countries. It's taken me everywhere. Even after football, when I was a coach with the national junior women's teams or scouting for the Australian national Socceroos, man, I went to Kazakhstan and Kuwait and countries where it was just crazy. It was like Amazing Race. You don't know where you're going and you're by yourself. You're trying to watch games. But yeah, football's taken me everywhere. And that's why I push anyone to do it because it's the best life in the world, regardless of if you make money or not or have a huge career. But it's just the memories and the life. It's brilliant.
And you got four senior caps for Australia. Is that correct?
Yeah. Again, I probably should have had more. And again, I use that as experience for people. Again, a lot of that in that time. So I'm real proud of having 4. Yeah. In that time, if you weren't overseas, you wouldn't get selected, pretty much. So now it's changed a little bit where in the A-League, but if you were in the NSL, you wouldn't be in the national team. Yeah. They'd pick in England the third league, second league players. They just wouldn't care. So it was a yucky 10-year spell for me. That's why you're trying to go overseas, because I'm sure, again, hope this doesn't sound egotistical. Thought I could have played more and had a lot more opportunity. Yeah. I was in squads when I was younger, 21, 20, but just never got a cap. And then there was that hiatus of 7-8 years where literally it was overseas players that got selected. But again, I'm super proud because that's opened up a lot of doors now. At the time, you think, man, I should have had 50 caps, should have gone to the World Cup because that was all my kind of era. Yeah. Again, those kind of players like Popper, Moore, a couple of younger ones, but a lot of those guys went to the World Cup in 2006. That was my sort of cohort. So when you see that, you're like, man, again, inches
Margins.
away, certain things change.
And it's just moments as
yeah,
well. It's little
100%. Yeah,
moments,
yeah.
man.
If I'm at Sturm Graz, I would be in that squad.
Yeah.
If certain things didn't happen, you'd be in that squad.
Valladolid, the
Yeah,
American
100%.
guy,
I
Yeah.
like Craig Moore. Craig Moore gets moved to Rangers, Newcastle.
Yeah,
He's in
yeah.
that European
Oh, he had a
system.
huge-
I mean,
yeah, he
and
did
if
so
you're
well.
Sturm Graz or Valladolid, you never know, man. But
no, he did well.
So
Yeah,
like,
I'm real
mate,
proud of it. But
I was going to say, mate, you should be, man.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
one appearance
yeah,
for your
yeah.
national team is unreal, man.
That
Both
is-
superb.
It's mad because we've had obviously players on, and we've spoke about this before, where you say that like someone that's played in bloody say in England, they've played 2 games for a club in League One, just for talking sake. People will come on and comment, "Oh, but he only played 2 games."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, but
Well,
do
it's
you know
still-
what
yeah.
it takes to get
Yeah,
to
it's
that?
tough.
And that
It's tough.
conversation, I had to
Yeah.
play
Yeah,
that 2
it's
games.
hard.
aye.
Yeah.
It's hard. And then obviously you went managerial career afterwards. So it's good, great kind of coaching CV, like as you said, assistant coach with the Matildas, under 17 and under 19 women's national team head coach. Like, do you think that? Not do you think that? Like, what do you think it would take for you to be, say, the head coach of the Matildas or one of these, let's say, bigger jobs? Because
That's up to others to decide. Because I've had now coach for a while.
Yeah.
I've never really pushed myself, even as a footballer. And by that I mean
Market yourself.
networking. It's not my nature, and I've always, you probably know,
4-year-old agent, mate.
I
really
hide
good.
away. Like you getting me here is like cool.
I know, I
Like,
actually really
don't
appreciate
do
you
these
coming
things.
on.
I think he had a Australia Cup thing a couple of weeks, a month or 2 ago, and I'm like, I'm not going. So,
Oh, do you not like
and
anything like that?
I
at
just
all?
don't like it. It's
Yeah,
not my
fair
style.
enough.
But again, I know it's hurt me in my life and career,
Yeah, okay.
even now. I've not taken certain opportunities in A-League because, again, I've thought, nah, I'm going to be a head coach. But if I waited and did my thing, I would be there.
Yeah,
Probably.
by now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and again, just things I sort of know my value, and if people don't see it, no worries. I'm happy doing what I am.
Yeah.
Again, I've turned down a couple of things. Philippines recently, Singapore in the women's game. So yeah, time will come. If it comes, it comes. Again, I am driven, but I'm not like desperate to give everything up. Like if I lost everything tomorrow, then I'd probably be head coach somewhere because I'm so driven and ringing people and doing that. But I just don't do that.
Yeah.
So that might have hurt. But again, I'm happy with what I've done, where I am.
Because I think that if you like take a wee step back, what you've achieved at Sydney FC is incredible, really, in terms of you've been in pretty much every grand final until last season, since you went in 2017. Like it's not like it's a joke, really.
Yeah.
But you say bigger, I was going to say that, but you say one of these bigger jobs, like in Australia, a women's Sydney FC job is
It's a big job, 100%.
It's the biggest job, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I don't mean it in a disrespectful
No,
way.
that was
I
at
just
the
think
autumn,
that-
mate, by the way. Fucking shocking.
But just in terms of like, as you say, that football is bigger elsewhere.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
say. So
No, I see if you want to play in the men's, see you want to involve men's senior
Yeah.
sport. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
understandable. If you go, I got a job with Sydney FC men or something like that. That's
yeah.
obviously grand scheme.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I mean. In terms of your experience and what you've achieved in the game, like, surely that something
Yeah,
else
yeah.
is in the...
But look, I mean, we'll go into this in a second, but the Championship's a nice little platform
Yeah.
for you're at one of the biggest clubs in Australia from
Yeah, yeah.
that realm of things with Sydney United. So
Yeah.
there's opportunity there.
100%.
But I do think the coaching, I don't know enough about it, but it does seem like am I right in saying like the A-League jobs tend to go to a lot of people who are in that sort of washing machine?
It's happened for a long time.
Aye.
Yeah. But even the assistants. So again, without telling you, the club's been offered over the last 10 years to be assistant here, assistant there, probably 4 or 5 times. And again, with my comfortable job, do I leave for 80k, 70k? And then, but I know in hindsight, if you stayed, you'd probably get the next
get
job.
the
You know,
next
Strilla did it. Arthur Dillis has done it. Like so many,
Yep.
Uffy did it. Like so many people, Chief, like I could rattle off all the coaches. They've pretty
Yep.
much been there for assistant.
Yeah.
2-3 years, and when the other guy's gone because they've had a bit of background, you get the job.
Yep.
And again, that's just me where I'm at, not wanting to do that, or just being comfortable with work. So yeah, it probably hurts in the end, but again, I'm happy and ultimately still trying to get a gig there. But I got to also say, I love coaching the women's.
Yep.
The only difference is it's not full time. So if you get an A-League men's gig, I'm not going because I like men's over the women's.
Yeah, of course.
Because
that's
I actually,
full-time
I'm
job.
going because now I'm getting paid 400k, not
I know.
15,
And you have to get
not 5k.
you need to get obviously 4 or 5
that's
jobs.
the difference.
I try to balance the other 4 jobs at one time. And we spoke about this with Adamo for being sports, and that's really up to sport and being sport. And obviously, to get a full-time role in football with one thing paying you, it's difficult. Unless you're operating a business yourself. But if you're just playing football or coaching football, in Australia this is anyway, you usually need 2 or 3. You need like, I play here, but I coach here as well, and I do a bit of this, and I do a bit of that. I've got a wee side hustle here, but it's all football. You've got multiple things going on. It's tricky. So if you can get that full-time gig, that's it. And it's like, well, do you know what? Then I can focus solely, which is a good transition, because at the start of this season, a big conversation was always, when you boys at the Rocky Patch, was, how's Ante going to manage doing 2 things? How did you find juggling things? Do you find it quite comfortable, or is it tricky?
It's not. I'm a little bit like, again, people go to that. Again, I spoke to the boys about this. People love you when you're doing well, and
of course,
make excuses or say it's because you're doing that. That's why you're not winning. I'll give you a little bit of history. When I was at Olympic, we made the final. I think we were third. That was the COVID years, and then the year after the COVID, we were premiers. I was Sydney FC then. The crossover wasn't as bad, but I missed 2 or 3 games. So we just dealt with it, worked through it. We had trainings where I might miss half a training. So with Sydney United, again, they approached me. And I just said, listen, I'm at Sydney FC. If you're happy with that, there'll be these games. I think it crossed over about 7 weeks this time, but I still only missed, I think, one game. I think it was Spirit, that game. I think it was the only game I missed not being there, outside of Sydney FC, who didn't allow me to be on the bench, just from their agreement. So you don't lose heaps from my end, I don't think. But in saying that, if the players see you're not there for one session or you're missing, so what I would do on a Friday, I'd turn up half an hour late, sometimes Wednesday, because of travel from one training to another. That potentially can impact the start of the session, the vibe of the session. Maybe there's something there. But from my end, wherever I go, I just seem to just boom, I'll do my thing. That's it. I hope my energy never dropped or is not there, but when I'm there, I'm committed. I don't think it'll be any different, except maybe I'm a little bit less tired in terms of that. But in terms of mentality, again, because of the way I am, nothing's going to impact when I'm at United. It means the world to me when I'm at Sydney FC. These are the people. I don't want to let people down. It's probably one of my strengths, because then it drives you to make sure you're doing the right thing. So it's tough, but not, in my view, nothing has impacted. However, that's outside people to
one thing that's probably
have their view.
important is probably, you're more than me, would be the coaching staff must be super important to you, because ultimately if you're half an hour late, you need to be trusting that the people you've got in place, they're doing the job for you, because as you said, as a player, if you don't even know, not to sound bad, but if you're like, he was half an hour late but it didn't impact anything, that's credit to the coaching staff who've fit in. Did you pick your own coaching staff for this identity gig?
Yeah, we did. We had a change mid-season or early in the season. So we've got Whitey now, who's used to play for Olympic and a few clubs, so he's won a few championships. So he was with me at Sydney. But he's come in. We've got a few other staff in the 20s coaches who will help out with the B League. So it does make a difference. And again, I think the players, from what I've seen, especially the ones we've got now, and made some changes, are respectful people. It's also when you've got a group, hopefully they drive themselves a little bit in those where passing's sharp. That doesn't then impact as much, I think, in terms of that. But I think they respect the people we've got now, and that wouldn't be an issue. But you can't have duds there. Just the players would lose it, and then they'd tell you, and you do hear stuff regardless, like I said, and you've got to have a strong head to go.
Of course.
It is what it is.
So looking at, obviously, as Gary went on earlier, mate, you've been at United for a good spell. New year, new season, new coach. What's been the kind of biggest differences you found this year?
I think Ante's brought in that, like you said, no excuse mentality. We've had ups and downs this year, but really there's no one to blame but ourselves.
And Paddy for going away so much.
Besides Paddy. But no, because there is no excuse with the team we got, the squad we got. Okay, at the start, we had a few injuries and boys were in and out, and Muzz played a bit at the start, then he got injured. Muzz Mario.
Yeah.
And then back in, back out, he had a few niggles, and then you had Aiden out, and then Paddy got married at the start, so he missed a bit. Then he got suspended. So he's had even for Paddy, he's not been consistently.
Yep. It's disjointed.
Yeah, disjointed for him too. So I think that was hard. And then once we sort of got everything together, it all came together for 10 odd weeks.
Yeah.
We went on that. I think we won 8 out of 9.
You said some run, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, like literally. And then we had the cup games, and it wasn't an excuse that like, oh, you're tired. Like, no, when you're winning, it's everything. You feel good, you know.
Yeah.
My favourite's like on a Thursday morning, if you play a cup game, like that Olympic one, right? We ended up finishing like 10:30.
Yeah.
If we had lost on penalties, Thursday would have been a
Shattered.
Yeah.
a
Disastrous
disaster.
day,
Like
yeah.
I would have been a complete writer, but I got up 5:30. You know, you're like, yeah,
Buzzing.
all good. Yeah,
Yeah.
do this every Thursday. But yeah, I think it's just a no excuse. You know, just have to be there every day. Like sort of what we were speaking about off air, that
Yeah.
professionalism, just making sure whatever you got, you give. Whether that's 90% because you've had a hard day on the tools, but just give your all for
Aye.
Yeah.
that period.
That's the beauty of it. You talk about team. If you're at 80% because you're grafting all day, if everyone else is up at 90, 100%, they carry you that day. But then the next week, you might be at 100 and there's somebody else low, and that's the way it has to work,
Yeah,
man.
because like
Any
everyone's
partnership,
got
team
at
ship.
this level different jobs. You
Aye.
know, some boys are, you know, cruising and off, not cruising, but you know, office jobs not as physical. But then you got Paddy, for example. I'll use him. He's
Yeah,
a painter.
he's
He's a grafter. Like he comes to train. He's got white in his hair, and you know, like,
Is that from painting?
It's just getting
and then you got you know, Mario does like removalists and stuff like that. Furniture.
my
So,
God,
like,
does that what he does?
yeah, like he's
That's
like
a graft.
He's lucky he's not on the tools
Aye.
as
Oh,
you
he runs a
every
business
day, but
company.
like he has to fill in. He comes in like some days and he's in still cap still, and you're like,
Ah,
babe,
mate.
he's a carpenter. Then you're like,
Aye.
even
That's
coaching,
hard.
everyone like, it's
Oh,
underestimate, you're on your feet. Like I saw
Aye.
the back end of Tricky when he was with us, and he'd come off the pitch, change into his training gear from his coaching gear, and then come out. But then he loses like you. It's naturally it's hard. You're on your
Oh, it's
feet for
exhausted.
hours.
Aye.
It's
Aye,
exhausting.
psychologically, it drains you as well.
Yeah.
100%.
A few coaches, don't we? McGing, is it?
Yeah, McGing's a coach, Glass coaches.
Aye,
So like,
fuck, it drains you. Teaching as well is another one. People are teachers, like again,
Yeah,
like
Richie.
dealing with groups of kids all day. That drains, saps your energy, man.
Yeah.
Saps your energy. But that's part and parcel of part-time football, but innit?
literally, like everyone's
Aye.
just trying to make ends meet at the end of the day. So, but the good teams, like the consistent teams, like the table doesn't lie at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just there every week, no excuses. Like
Yeah, that's true.
top 4 or 5 teams this year, like they're there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We've been a bit too much up and down for
So then
what
looking,
everyone's liking.
looking
Yeah.
forward, there's obviously what's there 7 games left?
Seven games, yeah,
Seven
Seven,
games
yeah.
left. So ambition, obviously, finals, win the grand final, and then at the back end of that, you've got the B League. Like, how are you feeling about the B League? How's the club feeling? Are you prepared? Do you know what you are doing for it? Is there another transfer window? There's so many questions. I've just asked them all at one time. So
My favourite movie is Snatch. I can't remember the question. Yeah, it's going to be. We're super proud to be in it. Like the club's buzzing for it. I can
Yep.
feel there's something big for the owners and everyone. But yeah, I don't know the exact. I think there's going to be a transfer. It's only a couple
I've
of
heard the
days
same, I've heard
from
the
what
same.
I heard. Now
Yeah.
there will be one. Again, how that looks, I'm not entirely sure. Because again, we've got players. The season ends. If players are moving on, like we've got to get my head
Yeah,
around
of
that.
course.
Still focusing on what we're doing now. But yeah, once I get the exact, I don't think we've got an exact protocol or process of how that works.
There's not a
Once I
lot of
get-
time, is there? Because
No,
let's
it's
just
not
say
at
you got
all.
a
It
grand
goes straight
final,
away,
September
yeah.
14th,
September,
15th.
yeah.
You've got 3 weeks, and then first
Yeah.
round.
But I think like that's what I was trying to find out of someone in the club the other day. We don't actually play the first weekend.
Of the Australian Championship?
Yeah, I think like some Melbourne teams like start it.
Right, okay.
And
It's
then-
South Melbourne, like Sydney Olympics opening game, I believe.
Yeah, and then we're the week later or something. Like
Right,
they're
okay.
doing like a feature. I think I don't know if they're trying to like.
Promote it a wee bit.
Yeah.
But it's not
So
bad.
we play
idea.
Arby, I think, first game, but I think it's the 17th.
Right, okay.
On the- you know how they do those little articles?
yeah.
I was just reading to it, but
Okay, I didn't know that.
I don't know. Like, it's still a bit. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
Ante
It's a
knows
bit
more,
of it.
but
No, that's.
I don't think anyone really.
Yeah.
Aye, nobody's.
Yeah,
this is
I-
exactly happening. This is exactly.
yeah, I
what's
think
going on.
that's what's difficult because it's coming round pretty soon. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not far
100%,
away,
yeah.
and there's not a hell of a lot of information.
Yeah.
So that's why
The
obviously
trophy's going around.
Yeah, they were saying that.
Yeah, I would like to see a bit
It's a
more.
little bit flimsy.
a bit more excitement build. I think now, like for any marketing campaign or whatever you're doing, whether it be business or anything, usually it's like 8 to 12 weeks out. You need to start ramping up some excitement.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time to do it because now everyone's starting to tune into the football a bit more because the titles are the finals are coming up, the promotion, relegation, all that stuff. So I think it'd be a good time for them to start to amp it up and maybe answer some questions that are like the transfer window. When does that open? When does
Yeah.
that close? When are the fixtures out? Did you say?
Like I said, that's the only one I could see. Like
Yeah,
I
I
did
don't know
it
if the dates are the dates out.
just for that Apia game.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
the Olympic Melbourne game is
Yeah.
the first game.
Yeah, I think that's a
I think it's
it's
a
the
kickoff
10th, I think it
Which
is,
is a
yeah.
good game, obviously. Two Greek teams playing
Yeah,
big clubs.
yeah.
That'll be a right good game. But I'd like to see a big promo campaign. Hopefully, maybe there's something in the works, but
Because you don't know some of the teams either yet.
yeah,
I think maybe they're waiting
that's true. That's true. Aye, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Spirit.
Aye.
Rockdale.
Aye.
Are you guys going in?
Oh,
Because it comes down to where you're on the table.
yeah,
and
I would
it's
have to stay ahead of Rockdale and Blacktown
to get the
to get there. Yeah, so it'd be it's the next person outside the
Yeah,
foundational
that's
clubs.
right,
It's
yeah,
only
yeah.
you boys,
Yeah.
Olympic, Apia,
Wollongong.
Marconi. But Wolves are like ninth
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
you
yeah.
boys are in amongst that. So Spirit would have to finish ahead of Rockdale and Blacktown, and then they would have the invite.
Yeah.
But then who knows, like, the financial cost of it.
That's
Like,
it.
who knows? Like,
Yeah.
you
You
don't
might
know.
not take it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, some
Yeah.
clubs might, like,
Back.
smaller club from, say, like, Perth wins it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or their comp. Maybe they can't.
Yeah,
Can
that's
afford
it.
it, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot. Maybe that's why a lot of this campaign's not done. But I still think you can promote the even if the opening game
Yeah.
that's coming. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the questions that people are asking, I don't think anyone's really got the answers to yet.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there'll something come out soon. One thing that'll be interesting from your Ante would be you've played NSL, you've coached NPL, and obviously you've been in the A-League environment as well. Like, how do you see this championship thing? Where does it fit? Short term, long term?
Yeah, I think it's a good concept. Again, I think it's a big thing for clubs, especially like the historical clubs.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's not just for them, but
Yep.
you know, the South Melbourne Olympic game was huge, and you'll see a lot of fans go to that. You know, I'd say over 10,000 people.
Yep.
So you get a lot of I'm going to call them old fans. It's the wrong word, but a lot of people who are maybe disgruntled early, and that's their club.
Yeah.
And
But
they
like
have to
activate
find a
old
name.
fans sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. You don't sort of just change your club. So, but ultimately they haven't been going the NPL because it's not the hoo-ha. But they'll come back to those, like Vlastelica said about Sydney United Cup games. Fans are there. In a big game, if we were in a grand final tomorrow, you'd have 10,000, 15,000 people, which is huge for a second league. So that, I think, is a big thing and a big plus. Getting back in the media, I think, for the clubs is big. Yeah, I think it needs to be done. I don't know about this system yet because it's back end of the season. You don't know about, like I said, transfers, the games. These are part-time people. They're going to go for 45, 50 weeks. Professionals can't handle that, let alone these guys. So how are they going to be at the back end of the year?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it going to be a complete different squad? What happens if I want to get rid of or move on 10 players from the squad at the end of our season? There's so many things to it. But the concept, being back on the map and something different and giving these clubs a chance down the track to be in the A-League, because ultimately that's where you want to get to. I think it's good for Australian football. It's going to still take time to get to that stage, but I think they'll realise how big Australian football is with the clubs. You know, some joke about it and say that no one turns up. You know, but there's still history. There's clubs in Europe that don't turn up. You get 1,000, 2,000 people. Who cares? Part of life. One club gets 70,000 people, another gets 5. It's the part of the joy of following certain clubs, you know.
Yeah.
But I think you'll get fans, and there'll be a few followings in terms of fans, I think, and a bit of interest. Yeah. How it works, and ultimately, I don't know. But
we've been talking about that. The message we keep saying is, "Oh, football's coming." Like joking on that is, like everyone you meet who's involved in football doesn't just watch it or listen or play it; they're obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And like you said, they don't always go to an NPL game because maybe a Saturday night kick-off or they get family things on, and like you said, it's not the biggest thing for them. But I think it's probably the best introduction or like that gateway to get people back involved. Can you do something to get kids more engaged with it? So you've got the younger generation, the older generation, and the people who are already there. It's probably the best opportunity we've got, because at the A-League it's going to take a lot with the financial circumstances there to get people back to that. This is probably the best chance we've got to do that. I'm buzzing for it, man.
I'm excited as well.
I'm buzzing for it.
I think it's you look at the when it falls, I won't be playing.
Yeah.
So now you have time to be like, do you know what? I'm going to go and watch games. Like I'm going to go and get involved, because it's the best sport in the world ultimately, and if we can get everyone to kind of follow and help it grow together, like it could be massive here.
One thing that was interesting from a coaching perspective, and again you can't answer because you don't know the logistics, but recruitment's tricky in it, because not necessarily for the B League, but for next year NPL, because usually a lot of recruitment's done tail end of this season, but then you're going, well, I need to recruit for say B League, but then is there like, can you bring in like a marquee player sort of thing for B League, and then they want to move on for NPL, but then if you do that, then have you missed the window of getting these other players for NPL, and quite a hard one to juggle.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a bit of a draw card. So from a club's perspective, if you're allowed transfers, like we've got some targets in our head already for next
Who
year,
are
not
they?
necessarily B League. Keeper from you.
Yes.
Connor. So we've got targets, but it's like, and the B League could be a draw card for them.
Oh, it will
so
be,
from a
100%.
club point of view, it could work. But again, it's that timing. How many can you bring in? Obviously, we want them for the year after. That's ultimately important from my stance.
Well, part of the contract, like sign here, but it's an 18-month contract. or
Yeah,
whatever it is,
something like that.
Aye.
So again, I don't even know if you're allowed certain things, but yeah,
Yep.
because I don't know what your contracts are. I think it finishes at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So really, none of them under contract. They could say to the club, "No, I want this amount of money." So yeah, it could work both ways. Yeah, look, $5K.
I'll be seeing that. I'll be seeing that.
He could be on my different list. No, never. But so I don't know how it works. But once we figure out exactly, we'll definitely target people and see what we can do. But again, you don't want 10 new players because it does that.
Yeah, you've only got 3 weeks to
help what
prepare.
you have already.
Yeah.
So we're working towards something. I'm happy with what we have. Again, that 2 or 3 changes is just part of evolution of a team.
Yeah, and
I think there's rules as well about ages as well. Like,
Aye, you have to have so many at a
Isn't
certain
it?
age.
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like, it's with the Australia Cup.
Yes.
You can have. I remember we could have more on the bench if they were under
Oh yeah, there's certain.
certain
I think
age.
you
or something.
have
I
to
think
have a
they're
certain
trying to do
amount.
that.
Well, I
for-
think NPL's the same next year.
Yeah,
NPL next year you have to have so many under
'cause there's
under
the
homegrown as well.
Yeah,
and stuff like
homegrown,
that.
there's no points anymore, and
Is there no points?
no,
No
points.
points.
They
this
need
year.
to get rid of that.
Yeah.
That's poor.
No, what I've never understood with the points, like in football, there's rich clubs. There's
Aye.
not like
Yeah.
so why
Yeah.
if I don't know Club A want to spend $2 million
Aye.
and
Let
Club
Aye.
B want
Because we do know that it never guarantees.
no.
No, that's right.
success,
Even
but-
then, yeah.
Aye.
yeah.
It's
So like
guaranteed,
Yeah.
I don't understand the point system. Like if players clubs want to spend $1 million on
Aye, aye.
It actually hurts kids. Like I've been Olympic where I like a 19-year-old kid, but if you bring him over, they're 15 points. And you're like, well, I'm
Yeah.
trying to help this kid and he's going to be good for the future.
Yeah.
But I can't get him because it's
Aye,
going to cost me
points.
15 points.
Yeah.
It's not going to play all the games.
Well, it'll be
It's actually
interesting
hurting
set up
development.
the new youth setup. Like, I think I don't know the number. Let's just say it's like 7 or 8 players under 23. Oh, I think it's you need to have so many in your starting squad or starting
six in your match day squad.
match day squad.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Aye, Six
That
in
are under
match day squad.
23,
I think it's under 23. Is
I
it?
don't think you can do the good old goalkeeper trick either.
and then there's no visa goalkeepers anymore.
That's
either.
right. Aye.
You finished?
Is it?
Citizen passport and that now, mate. You know what I
Are
mean?
you Aussie?
Hey,
Come on, Aussies.
You find the cleaner.
They're letting anyone in.
How much did the tech go? Jesus.
This house is spick and
You're
span.
smarter than me.
There you go.
I didn't think of that. Could have had a clean house.
Norwegian cleaner as well.
What was it? Aye, so I think no
And no visa goalkeepers.
homegrown players that have played for your club for a certain period. I think there needs to be 1 or 2 of them as well.
Yeah, in your youth.
And that's why, like I've said this before on here, you look at clubs that have got their youth in NPL3 and their
Yeah.
seniors in NPL2. How can you
Oh, yeah. How are
like
you going to
how
match
these
that?
players now go transfer through? They're not going to be good enough.
But I was
I also don't think you should force it. Like I know you want development, but they're not good enough. They're not
That's
good
what
enough.
I'm saying, aye, some
What-
people
yeah.
aren't good enough, aye.
Like we got 17-year-old, 18-year-old starting for us because they're good enough.
yeah, yeah.
Aye.
It's got nothing to do with anything. I wouldn't put them in if they weren't good enough. But
Yeah.
So you're getting forced to do something. I don't think that's right.
It's one of those ones. You need to give them the opportunity, but sometimes like, well, I do think a lot of clubs do give young boys an opportunity. I mean, I know I speak from Spirit. They definitely do. You boys have given Pratazina a great chance this year. Appy, I've played a few young boys.
Yeah.
There's quite a few clubs who'll give young boys a chance. And like you said, some boys aren't good
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
I watch a lot of 20s games, I think, and I always say, like, if I'm watching a 20s game, you should be able to think, is he a first grader? Like, that quite quickly, because I think the levels are quite
Yeah,
big.
yeah, it's big.
And I think if a first grader goes down, whether they're 16 or 24, you should be like, oh, that must be a first grader, or he's good enough for first grade. And sometimes you don't see any, and you're like, the standard has to be higher.
the other hard thing is all the A-League academies pinching
Yeah,
players
take
too.
the
Because
Aye.
best-
I
they
speak
take the
to
best
like
young ones. Yeah.
Tricky the other day, like at training, he's got the youth before us. He's like, well, you have a good side in like the 14s. Next year,
They're always-
you lose 4 or 5 of them,
Aye.
and you're back to square one.
Aye.
And then you lose them as homegrown as well, because if they stay at Wanderers for
Yeah, that's true.
till they're 18, 19, then they come back and
Yeah,
you've
that's it.
done. They're now like a
Senior player.
The tricky thing is then people will say, well done, Sydney United, you've done your job, you've developed this player, and he's now in the A-League
Yeah.
system, as you would call it. So, it's a
But if they
different
get spat
conversation.
out,
Nah, it's a
like
different
20, like
conversation.
if they don't get a scholarship and they're 21, they're back to you, and
Aye.
then they're over
Not
8
homegrown.
points, and then
To be honest, the majority will.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the majority will get
It's
spit
like,
out.
yeah, one or two a
it's- Yeah, it's hard, man.
they give out more scholars now than I don't know if you guys were in Australia back then, but like when I was sort of 18, there was like 2 boys would get a youth pro, they'd call it.
Youth pro.
Like you were on like, I don't know, they're on 30, 40 grand, but there was only like 2 or 3 in the whole A-League squad.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Now like at least like
Yeah,
it's good for the kids. Like it's top.
100%,
Like
man.
in even the A-League, how many more young boys are
Yeah.
playing? Like
Yeah.
Joe Lacey and
And that's
Oh,
what I
I
said
last
about
night,
last
yeah.
night. Yeah.
Well, big Kyle
Last night.
Shaw for Spirit. He started a few times for Sydney FC as well. So, look, fair play to him. If they're good enough, then fucking
Yeah,
give them
100%.
the crack, 100%, or at least give them a chance to show they're good enough. But it's tricky, the NPL2, NPL3 thing. I don't know how that works. And I don't know how it'll work when the B League does become a league. How it works with the NPL.
Oh yeah.
And,
Wasn't there a rule next year or the year after that if you're in NPL1, your junior's going to be NPL1? Did you hear that, or is that true? Or
So I've heard
wouldn't that
that.
be the same way?
I've heard
right
that.
through?
So
I don't know if
that's
that's true.
how it used to be.
Yeah, that's how it
Club
was.
championship
Yeah.
from
And do you
13th
know
to
what?
first grade.
It was actually it worked quite well
Yeah, it
because
worked, yeah,
you
it
had like your full day. So say City United are playing Spirit, the youth played before
Yeah,
at
that's
the
right.
same place.
That's right, I know
So it's
that.
the full day of football. Everyone from the clubs at the same. I think it works quite
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But then they've obviously then went away and said, well, no, the youth's going to be separate.
Yeah.
which-
I don't mind the fact that over the years it's been changed because you need to figure out what works, what doesn't work. But I think, I've only been here 11 years. And there's been quite a few changes. I just feel like
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you need to get to the point of going, right,
Yeah.
This
we've
is what
tried
it's going
enough.
to be.
This is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But the B League's the big test, I think, to see if they can get it right. I think there will be teething issues, there will be issues, there will be questions, and that's
Yeah, yeah.
fine. It's the first time we've got it off the ground. I really just hope whoever's running it markets the fucking
Tits off it.
tits off it. Aye, just markets it off, and everyone gets behind it because it's going to be so easy to find out. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, that was crap.
Yeah,
That was no one
yeah.
to get. Well, did you go to the game?
games,
Did you go to the
yeah.
game? No, we'll stop complaining, mate. Like you support it as well, and you know it's like on these Facebook pages. Like there's just negativity. It's all the guys feeling that, like, very rarely does someone go, I'm gonna go on Facebook and write something positive. It's just like, I'm raging. I want to complain. So I think if we can outdo them, outvoice them.
So I'll be on the phone. I need a Sydney United season book for the championship.
Oh, you're a Hall of Fame, aren't you?
Hall of Fame. I've got my tracksuit in the cover. I'll wear my medal.
Wear it in your game.
Right. So predictions.
Predictions, aye.
So we do every week 4 games from each league. Just tell us home, away, draw. Last week I get 5 out of 12.
How do
You
you
get 4. Collie get 6.
Oh, big fan. He'd be buzzing. He'd be like, that's laughing.
No, he messaged me already.
Did he, eh?
Aye, he messaged me.
Yeah,
he was buzzing.
Yeah, he loved it.
What a
And
guy,
Lockie
man.
gets 6 as well. So the first game we've got this week, Sydney FC at home to Wanderers.
A derby.
Oh, aye. I'm going to go Sydney FC.
That's a lottery. You don't know who's playing. do
I
you?
know.
Like, you don't.
Wanderers are pretty consistent with their squad, I think.
Wanderers have been good. I don't know why they're that low.
Languishing.
Yeah.
On saying that, actually, they've been playing quite a young squad recently, Wanderers.
I'm
They had a
gonna
really young
go-
squad against
I'm
us.
going draw because they played against Wrexham last
That's
night. A lot of them.
I've just done the exact same
shout.
thing and
I'm
the
going
same
Wanderers.
reason.
I'm going to give Wanderers. Oh, no, actually. I'm going Sydney FC. That's my wrong hand. Sydney FC by 5.
Obviously, Sydney FC.
Obviously, you got us there. You got
yeah.
us. That was a good
That was a
one.
good joke, huh?
How are you going?
I'm going to go Sydney FC.
Sydney FC. Sutherland Sharks at home to Blacktown.
Fuck, a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Sharks.
I'm going to go draw for that one.
I want to go Blacktown.
I think Blacktown as well.
Blacktown. St George FA at home to Marconi. Sparky St George.
No, they're not playing Marconi. Did you say Marconi? Sorry.
Yeah.
So you said sorry. My head went somewhere else. I can just don't know what happened. That'd be a tough game, by the way. St George City are on fire, and it's at Penshurst.
Penshurst, yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I'm going to say Marconi. It's hard not to say Marconi. Especially on a smaller pitch, even less space.
Yeah.
Marconi.
Marconi.
Yeah, that's that is.
I'll go Marconi as well. And Sydney Olympic at home to Mount Druitt.
Olympic.
Yeah.
I'm going draw.
I like that, Chaz.
Olympic. Right, NPL2, Hakoah at home to Inter Lions.
Draw.
I'm going Hakoah.
Okay.
Yeah, Colours.
Big game, SD Raiders at home to Tigers.
Oh, aye. What was the score the first time they played?
Tigers won, I believe.
By the way, I was saying to him, the fixtures in NPL2 to finish the season, fucking brilliant. Like, for the neutral person just watching. No, genuinely, I think Tigers play. Get up with
Top
Tigers.
6 versus top 6.
I
every
do you know,
think
we-
it almost is, mate. I think everyone plays each other the whole last 6 games.
So we've got Tigers in the very last game, very last day of the season.
Oh, first versus 8th, that'll be a big game.
I know they'll be hated by them when we first. NPL2 NSW fixtures.
I'm pretty sure it's. I think Tigers have got a really tough run. They play SD Raiders, obviously, but I think they play Jet.
SD Raiders this week, then Spartans next week for Tigers.
There you go. Two.
And us midweek as well.
Oh,
And then
that's
the
right. The cup game.
Wow. And then they're away at Bonnyrigg.
That'll be a tough game as well. That's the thing with the window in it, because on paper you're like, oh, we've got bottom 2, but then Bonnyrigg have just signed fucking 4 or 5 big players. It
And then they've got Rydomere after Bonnyrigg.
They've got a tough run.
Yeah, it's tough.
But that's how you win the league. I
think that every game's tough now, because as you say, that the top 7, 8 is really, really close. So every game's going to be hard, man. SD Raiders, Tigers, who?
Is that SD just there?
Is that SD?
Draw.
Yeah, I'm drawn.
I'm going to go Tigers.
I'm going to go Tigers as well. Bonnyrigg at home to Bulls.
Bulls.
Yeah, Bulls.
I'm going to go Bonnyrigg. Cheer win.
I'm going to go draw. Bonnyrigg. And Rydomere at home to Hills.
Oh, aye. I'll go Rydomere. Hills have been decent. They've not lost in 8, 7 games.
I haven't lost in 7 games.
Yeah, I'll
Some
go
Van
Rydomere.
Eyck would win.
My mate Abbas is there, so I'll go.
So he is, aye.
Yeah.
Who's home? Rydomere.
Home, Rydomere.
Rydomere's at home.
That should win.
I'm the same.
Is that where you got sent, Chaz?
Yeah, that's what I guess.
Yeah. Rydomere.
Home. I'm going to go Rydomere as well. Central Coast United at home to Granville, NPL3.
Where are they both in
I'm
the
going to
league?
go Granville Rage. Central Coast are struggling. Granville are 5th, I think.
I'll go Rage for Tomic.
Tomich.
Granville.
Granville.
Yeah, Granville, yeah.
Parramatta at home to Gleesville Ride Magic.
Parramatta.
I like Magic's name. I'll go Magic.
Para.
Gleesville, Para. I'm going Para. South Coast at home to Hurstville.
Oh, the donut man.
The donut man.
South Coast are decent, aren't they?
Yeah, they just beat NRS Hawks 6-3.
They scored a lot of goals, that's that mob,
Yeah,
innit?
they scored a lot of goals.
I mean, it's hard to put past
Oh,
Zagreb.
Herschel.
Exciting fun.
Yeah, Herschel.
I'll go
Oh,
I'll back the
Zagreb.
boy. Like they got if they get it, they win tonight and. Well,
Win the league, is that it?
Oh, yeah, 'cause they're
if they
playing-
win tonight and Saturday.
So
I
if they
think
win,
it's
that's it done?
Because they're
They win on
playing,
Sunday?
Fraser tonight.
Fraser Park.
I'm going to
catch up.
say Zagreb, but Zagreb can win the league on the weekend.
I'm going to go Zagreb as
I
well.
think it'll be 6 games left and it'll be like 17 points or something.
Yeah,
Something.
they've won it anyway.
They've won it, yeah.
They're still playing the.
Oh,
Yeah.
You never know.
Prospect at
Ask him.
home to Nepean.
Prospectual
Prospectual
United.
Yeah.
Draw.
That's the last game.
I'm going home. You're going draw. Ante's going Prospect. And Gary, Prospect.
Done?
Oh, quick shout out to Deploy.
Of course, can't forget Deploy.
Can't develop. Deploy develops Australia's best value for money footballs, tailored to every price point and category. Big focus on engineering football for purpose, especially for junior progression, bridging the gap between entry level training balls and elite match balls.
And if you're listening, watching, please click the subscribe button on YouTube or give us a wee follow. Cheers.
Do you know what? Just on the back of Deploy, how did you find the Australia Cup footballs?
The Warrington,
The Water Cup, yeah.
Oh, they've gotten better, like because we started using them back when.
That's right, Chrissy Park.
I think it was like the first year was
Oh, the cup
2022.
final, that's right, was I?
Yeah, I think that was the first year, and like from them, like they've actually gotten better. Like they've done their homework on. I think they were asking some of the boys what they felt and that, and they've. Yeah, no,
listening
definitely
to
gotten
feedback.
better. Yeah, 100%.
Brilliant. So that's a good shout out to Deploy. Gents, thank you so
Thanks
much
for your time, appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for getting out of your comfort zone, big man, coming on.
No worries.
Appreciate it,
I
mate.
love
Right, superb.
Thank
Class.
you.
Cheers.
you.
Yeah, good episode, man. Yeah. Thanks for having us. What was that guy's name you said? The gaffer was the one.